Hello, gentle readers. This is Indigo with the Oi Bones podcast. I'm the political writer, and I do the news section.
Hello, my name is Hambone, and I am the author. No.
Famous writer of Oi Bones, Hambone.
I actually don't write anything. I was thinking about books and how people are like author/illustrator, and so I was about to say author/illustrator.
You did
but
say author/illustrator.
I am just the illustrator, actually. Guys, fun fact. I don't do anything.
You do everything.
You do everything.
Anyway, my name is Bones, and I am the editor of Oi Bones, and the lead writer, and the guy that goes to the shows.
Yeah.
You have the most ASMR voice right now.
It's because I'm sick.
Yeah.
It's the sick voice. It's this weird sickness. I don't actually feel that sick right now, especially today. I've been taking my prescription medication like a good boy.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Is it just allergy meds?
It's like steroid nasal spray, and this because I've got like a lot of post-nasal drip that's just triggering more post-nasal drip in like a vicious cycle. And so we've got steroid nasal spray to attack that and break the cycle, and then it's causing me to cough because the mucus like agitates my throat. And so I've also got a medication that numbs my throat or the parts that make it want to cough. Why is that so funny to you?
It's funny because this is the episode 1 of a podcast we're trying to start, and we're a punk scene, and all we've talked about so far is your nose.
Well, because we're a minute and a half into it, you son of a bitch. Could you give us a second? You brought up the voice.
Yeah, that was my bad. Okay.
This is the best my voice has sounded in like weeks.
The best?
It really
Yeah.
is. It really is. You were like
I had like horrible sick voice for
You
like,
did sound pretty
and my
awful.
my throat never felt weird. It never hurt. I just had the voice.
Is it just in your head? Like,
Yeah, it's just
it's
just
a phase,
sinuses.
actually.
that's crazy.
It's like I got like sick from something and then it just triggered this sinus thing.
That's crazy.
I know,
You're allergic to being sick.
but my doctor said my lungs sounded oh so good.
Oh, so good.
She was like, "There's nothing wrong. You
One
got great lungs."
One time a nurse told me I have the best blood pressure she'd ever seen, and I genuinely felt complimented. I
I've
was like,
never
"Thank
heard
you."
that in my life. That's amazing.
My nurse, my
you
person
don't.
said my blood pressure sounded horrible. And she's like, "Did my nurse scare you?" And I'm like, "No, I just get anxiety in doctor's offices."
Yeah.
And so she retook it and she's like, "It's still high." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still in a fucking doctor's office."
Yeah.
And so she was like, "What if like you close your eyes and think of like a calm place and your favorite animals there?" And so I did. And she's like, "Man, that worked."
Wow.
She,
Like,
didn't
wow,
even,
it's-
she
it's-
didn't even think it would. She was like, let's just fucking try something.
Yeah, and she's like, "Wow, that really worked, huh? It's normal now." I'm like, "Thank you. I love being normal."
I love that you're normal.
Thank you. Well, let's talk about what Oi Bounds is, because that's in our document.
Oh, shoot.
Indigo, you put that there. Do you want to take that?
put that there?
You did put that there.
Oh.
Because I'm like, if someone's
golly.
watching the Oi Bones podcast, I think they know what Oi Bones is.
Hypothetically, I think everybody who is currently listening to the Oi Bones podcast knows what Oi Bones is. But
Hambone,
in
do
case,
you know what Oi Bones is?
I just draw what you tell me to. I don't really know what I'm.
you know what? Fair. But in case you don't know what Oi Bones is, we're a little zine. And by little, I mean comically large. We're a very long zine published out of the Wichita area. We focus on politics and music, mostly local for both of those things. But then, of course, Bones is a punk themselves. So the only punk
1/3 of the punk podcast. is punk.
1/3 of the punk podcast is a punk. The other
We're a
2/3
zine before a podcast.
The Punk Zine Cast.
Oh, that's a name. Market that now.
So that's what we are. That's what we do. It's kind of fun, kind of quirky. I just recently started in a new job, guys.
What's your new job?
I'm a librarian.
Again.
I've been a librarian for 6 years now, off and on.
Off and on?
It's like a bad relationship I keep going back to. And
But you love it.
I kind of love it. It's kind of boring, but I kind of love it. So I just started that, and one of the librarians there knew Oi Bones.
That's fucked.
I know. I
No.
talked about it. It's on my resume, but then when I was talking to them, she was like, "I know of Oi Bones. Like, I want you guys to do like a zine, like workshop one day through the library."
Well,
But-
we've been wanting to do a zine workshop for a while.
Yeah.
I know.
What's her name?
Miranda.
Miranda? Thank you for reading.
Thank
Miranda,
you
if
for
you're
being a
listening,
boner,
I adore you.
Miranda.
Speaking of boners, so why are we doing this podcast, guys? That's also on our little document.
For
Sit-
funsies.
For
I don't know, for
funsies.
funsies.
For
Yeah,
I thought it'd be
this
fun.
has been an idea between me and Indigo for like a year now.
Yes.
Of like, dude, it started a bit like, dude, if we had a podcast, it'd be so
We'd
funny.
be so funny. I think now that we're with the microphones, we might not be very funny.
I don't
but
think we're funny.
hypothetically, in theory,
In
we're very
theory.
funny.
In theory, we're the funniest people you've
The
ever met in your
funniest.
life.
I think-
Especially at like an IHOP.
Oh,
Like
I love a good IHOP.
11:30.
Oh, yeah.
The post-show IHOP
Mm-hmm.
right after the gig.
The giggle bus on the way there, dude. Oh
Dude,
my
I
God.
love the giggle buzz of just like everything's so funny because we just got back from a show and we're like, dude, I want some IHOP.
Mhm.
I want some $5 pancakes.
I think now that I can hear myself so much and that there's like a giant microphone in my face, I'm too afraid to be funny. I'm like,
You say that as if you are funny normally.
hey. Ham is top 3 funniest of us.
this is, true.
So yeah, we're just kind of doing the pod because we thought it'd be funny. And then I found out that my college, actually the building of my specific department just has a podcast room.
Which is crazy.
And it has like a mixer. It has like really nice microphones and a setup. So we're here, spring break.
Mhm.
We're listening. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening, boners, from Wichita State University.
Mm.
Random podcast room.
Go Sharks.
Go Sharks, guys.
Ooh. I didn't go to WSU, so don't go Sharks. Maybe go Sharks. I don't know. I think it's weird that you guys have to pay for therapy, but what do I know?
Go Sharks till I die, guys. Adore.
FHSU. 4 days stay.
Fort Hays, the place with the roundabouts.
8. And depression.
True.
That's why therapy's free there.
Awesome.
I was at a show recently, and it was local hip hop. It was Logan JPG and Maurice Anthony playing with some dude from like Oklahoma, who was on tour, and he was like, "Yeah, tonight I'm driving to Hayes before I drive to Colorado in the morning because I don't want to do that whole overnight drive." He's like, "So
Real.
what's up in Hayes? Like, what's going on there?" And we're like, "Nothing."
Nothing. Like, there's no jack shit.
And
Sorry.
me and Logan JPD were like, "Dude, nothing."
And the drive between like Salina and Lyman makes me understand cosmic horror. Like you're in that drive and you're like, there's no God. Life doesn't matter. Like
Fun story I found out at that show too. I apparently have had classes with Logan JPG, which
have
is
you never seen them? Like
not in class. I always sit in the front first of
oh,
all,
wow.
and then I basically treat it like I go in, I clock in, I clock out. Once class is done, I'm out of there.
That's
And like
fair.
we were chatting before the gig. He's like, mentioned like school. I'm like, "Oh, where do you go?" He's like, "Wichita State." I'm like, "Oh, so do I." He's like, "Yeah, I've had you in classes."
Oh fuck.
And I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. That's fucked." I always feel so bad because I also had a guy once tell me like, "Yeah, man, we've been in like classes every semester together," and I'm like, "That's crazy. I didn't know you existed until today." And like, I just feel bad. But I'm just
You
like, I'm not.
Maybe you should.
Well, I just don't pay attention to anyone else. I go
Yeah.
in there, I sit in the front, and I work on oi bones during class, and then I leave.
Do you sit in the front of classes, Ham?
Yeah, I do.
That's crazy.
I
to
have
me.
severe ADHD, so if I don't, I'm just gone the whole time.
That actually makes
Mhm.
Yeah.
sense. That clocks for me. I
Mhm.
sit in the back usually because I have severe anxiety.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
And I get nervous.
I get nervous.
I get nervous. I think everybody's watching me.
I have ADHD and also 2 anxiety disorders, so it's like the worst thing in the world sitting in the front. But if I don't, then I'm just wasting money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to.
Yeah.
I kind of just have to deal.
That's actually wise. You're so wise, Ham.
Try really hard, but I don't think I am a lot of the time.
You're so wise.
Thank you. Wow. Oh my god.
So what have you guys been up to today? Up to recently? That's our next segment.
Today is like morning, borderline.
Well, it's noon 30.
Sorry, noon 30, midnight.
Well, what have you guys been doing lately? Little life things.
Little life things? Okay. Y'all want some little indigo life things?
hmm
Nothing's good, fellas. It's pretty bad in the indigo household. So I'm just vibing. Got a new job. I told you guys about that. It's pretty sick. Library work is slow. That's fun for now.
Yeah.
There will come a day where I will resent that deeply. But for now, big fan of it. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. What about y'all?
What about you?
Hambone, you go first.
Okay.
I have
All
a
right.
story.
Oh, okay.
I came prepared for the podcast. Fun fact.
Oh, you did.
So I'm really, really super cool and awesome, and I play the coolest instrument in the world. I play tuba. And I recently went down to Texas with the college's band to play with the basketball team.
Whoa.
It was pretty fun. I was so tired the whole time because we went down there for the women's and the men's team. And the women unfortunately lost their first game, even though they deserved to win 100%.
Rip. We stand by women.
We do.
Oh.
Women in sports, guys. Women in sports. So we went down there and then drove back immediately the next day. And then, 2 days later, we went back and we went back down to Texas, stayed there for 2 days, and then came back. So I was a little eepy, but it was a good time. It was fun.
So, I don't know much about basketball. Fun fact about me.
We can tell.
Do you guys play, so you guys play your instruments whenever the team does good?
We just go to their games. So as long as, if they keep winning, they keep going and having more games. So we just play at their games.
Yeah. Do you, but when do you play during the game?
During, timeouts and just whenever there's, breaks, yeah.
Is the other team's band there?
During tournament, they had some bands there, but during, normal regular season basketball games here in Wichita, then we're usually the only band.
Badass. You feel so cool.
I feel kind of like a dweeb sometimes, but it's also, really, really super fun.
I'm so short. I had to adjust my microphone because I'm too little.
There's the Russian.
It comes out.
Fun fact about Indigo. Ever since we went to Paper Planes Zine Fest the first time, you've spoken in Russian randomly.
I noticed that it was shortly following a concussion.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's true.
I
That's
don't
true.
know if that's related. It was also sort of in the middle of a Star Trek. I go through phases, and I was in the middle of a Star Trek phase when it really hit. I don't know. I don't know what that says about me.
What have I been up to?
What accents have you developed?
I have no accents. I went to Texas Roadhouse yesterday.
Uh-huh.
It was real good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I forgot to eat all day, though.
Mm.
And so I was like, I went into it, I'm like, dude, I'm going to the big steak. He's also, my partner was paying for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a little date night. I'm like, I'm going to get the big steak. Because we had a free appetizer, too, coupon. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Did you
Dude.
get the big steak?
I got the big steak.
What was it like?
It was so good. They cook it so well. And I got a beer because I want to get really pretentious about beers, like how people get pretentious about alcohol.
Yeah.
Or not alcohol, like wine.
Yeah.
But
People
it's just
are pretentious about beer.
exactly
I feel like.
this IPA, dude. Like that's how I'm trying to be at a certain point. For now, it's just light beers.
So my friend is really into beers, but they're pretty chill about it, I feel like. Probably because they're not masked.
I don't want to get outwardly pretentious, but I want to be able to have dude, that's my sleeper pick. This is my everyday
bracket of beers.
Yeah.
I feel like masked people can get really assholey about beers. So they wanted to go to Boulevard Brewery, and they didn't want to go alone, so I went with them, but I don't really drink. So we went, and they had a trivia section. And fun fact about me, boners, I'm really fucking good at trivia. And I know a bunch of random history things.
Because you're a huge nerd.
I know. And I won all the trivia, so I kept getting beer. But I don't drink beer. So I was just hoarding these little tiny glasses. And they're like, you could take those with you. And I was like, I don't want to. So I was pawning them off. But our group was really small, our tour group. So everybody was like, no, I'm okay. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do?
I don't want to drink all
I don't want to
beers.
drink all this beer.
Come on, guys. Help me.
So you need to tour Boulevard. That was a long way of saying you got to tour a brewery now. That'll really get you on.
That'd be cool.
That'd be the most ultimate pretentious beer thing to do. It's tour a brewery, have opinions about how they make it.
Yeah, I'm not to there yet. I'm still in the knowing what I like.
That's fair.
And it's always the cheap stuff because I'm poor.
Yeah,
But I went there and I got a Busch Light. And like I said, I had eaten nothing that day, basically.
Insane.
And so I forgot to take that into account. And then I was at my normal drinking pace. And they give you a big beer. And I have a low tolerance. I am a lightweight because I only drink cheap, light beer. And so, I'm eating the steak and it's oh, I'm buzzed.
Oh, fuck, dude.
In the
I'm
middle of
fucked up.
Texas Roadhouse, eating my big steak.
Did you get plastered at a Texas
I
Roadhouse?
didn't get plastered, but I was like, dude, this is great. I was having a good time.
I feel like there needs to be like a bumper sticker that's like I bottomed at a Texas Roadhouse or something.
You
Like,
bottomed?
I want that on my car.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, that was a good time. I was having a good time at Texas Roadhouse.
Was it a pleasant buzz?
It was. I was having a
Good.
good time. It was a little bit woozy by the end.
Sure.
Also, because it was so cold that it was like frosty at the
It
top.
was. Oh, the beer. It was
Mhm.
weird yesterday because it like snowed.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, I was like in the library working, being a librarian, and I was like looking outside and it was like snowing, and I was like, okay,
I
sure.
have to go hang out with a friend yesterday, and it was snowing. I was like, dude, that's crazy. It was 88 like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I left my apartment to go to work yesterday, and I was so pissed off that it was snowing. I walked outside, and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? It was 80 yesterday.
Like, I'm
gonna.
filing a formal complaint.
I know.
Actually,
I was like, I'm not doing this, actually.
I love the cold, so I was having a good time.
The cold is okay to an extent. Like,
Yeah.
today, wearing, like, long pants and a sweatshirt, I'm fine. But, like,
47 degrees right now.
I'd be so pissed off if I wasn't.
right? I deeply like the cold because I hate the heat, and
Oh,
I'm a
me
big
too.
layers guy. Like
Big layers, guy.
big layers guy, but don't. It's weird when it like flip flops because then I can't adjust and my outfits are all wonky because I can't figure out what a good outfit is.
That's crazy.
If I knew how to dress better, I think I would like the cold more.
That's
true.
honestly
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
So just a fun fact for all the boners listening: Ham owns 2 shirts
Yeah.
and 2 sweatshirts.
Mm-hmm.
How many pants?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5
Yeah.
pants. And, you know, they just sort of cycle through those. And it's great. Like, I love that for them. But limited character customization.
Very much so.
One time, Boner had to wear. Oh, sorry, that's what we call ham bone, is Boner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apologies. It's really funny because now we call our readers boners too.
Mm-hmm.
But one time,
It's really awesome when we're in a public space and they yell boner and I whip my head around really fast.
One
because I've
time-
forgotten that that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be at the mall, I'm like, Boner!
Yes.
We were at like an actual professional sit-down interview that never published. And during the sit-down interview, we were like, okay, we have to refer to each other. It's like Indigo, Ham Bone, and Bones. And then like halfway through, Bones just forgot and started saying Boner, and then would be like, Boner, Ham Bone.
Hopefully they didn't catch that.
Yeah. Quick catch. Nobody even noticed.
We were at, like, it was Paperplane Zine Fest. Boner had to wear one of my shirts. Because
Yeah.
Boner at this time had one shirt.
This was like
2020.
2 years ago. Yeah. This wasn't last year. It was the year before that.
It's crazy how long we've been doing this.
Oh, God, fuck it.
Wild.
It's so sad.
I got more compliments on that shirt than you ever had.
That was the crux of my story.
Yeah.
Was that Boner was wearing my shirt in like every other stall because it was like the merch crawl of like people who make zines in like every other stall. And I was like, hey man, nice shirt.
It was a cool shirt. It was like a Legend of Zelda shirt.
It was my really dope Legend of Zelda shirt.
was
I almost wore that today.
Clearly, Ham just wore it better. So
Yeah.
Apparently I did.
It's crazy because we have a very similar body type,
body style,
body style.
character
I just had that
customization
shit on,
menu.
dude.
Boner did. Boner had the flair.
Really, I think Boner wears shirts. Maybe shirts wear you, boss.
True.
Oh, dude. That's true. All they wear are band tees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
My
true.
my band sweatshirt right now.
Gojira.
Gojira.
I'm wearing a Gojira hoodie right now.
Those are the guys from the Olympics?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The guys
French?
who that was their first show, right?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hold on, I got a cough. I'm gonna mute myself, see if that works.
Absolutely did not work.
Welcome back, guys.
You had 2 other microphones in the room that definitely picked that up.
Welcome back, guys, to the Oi Bones podcast.
Welcome back to the Oi Bones podcast, everybody, where we don't cough at all.
We don't have any cough, and we just come from commercial break.
We don't cough. We don't lean away from the microphone to burp because we're drinking Monsters. when you
No,
talk.
that would be crazy.
Mm.
I'm
I've
not
never
drinking
had a
Monster.
monster.
I'm drinking a Rain Energy right now. It's got electrolytes and 300 milligrams of caffeine.
I'm drinking a Monster Energy that'll kill
That
me.
feels like a lot of caffeine.
It
Is that a
is.
lot?
It's Monsters are like the low end of caffeine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monsters are like they don't. I've never seen a Monster breach 200, unless it's one of those comically large cans.
That's
I-
crazy.
How many? How
It's
much
probably
is
like
that?
120, 175.
150 milligrams.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's in the middle. No, I'm drinking double that.
Damn.
These are big boy numbers.
That's crazy. I'm drinking water.
The
I have a
difference is-
Gatorade. To be fair, I have a Gatorade.
The difference is I won't have a panic attack later. So
My doctor also
Who
told
you?
me to drink less energy drinks.
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah, and then my partner, whose mother is a nurse, my partner also like described my energy drink habits, and the mom was like, "No, that's fine." And I trust my partner's mother more
dude, she's trying
Sure.
to stay in business.
because my nurse doctor was like asking about my family's like medical history, and I was like, she's like, "Does anybody have like diabetes?" I'm like, "Yeah, my grandpa has diabetes,"
Mhm.
and she's like, "Is it your daddy's dad or your mommy's dad?" I'm like, "I am a grown adult."
Like, that's crazy.
And I'm like, "It is my father's dad."
That
Yeah.
is crazy.
I know.
I do frequently get especially when I go into a dentist, because when I get nervous, I think I look younger.
Mhm.
So I do get so what grade are you in? And when I was still in school, I would be like, oh, I'm a junior or whatever. And now I'm in like grad school, so now I can't be like, I'm in law school. Like,
You absolutely can. That'd be so
my
funny.
grade is
It'd be-
law school.
My grade
if like a
18?
medical
Yeah.
professional is like, oh, what grade are you in? And you're like, law school.
That's basically.
That would be awesome.
So I applied to be like an umpire for the my small town's baseball team, like their rec teams, and on the application it asked what grade the highest grade level completed, and I had to put a year of a JD.
That's
Which is
awesome.
like crazy.
Overqualified, bro.
Whoops.
Let's get into our Q&As, guys.
Whoops.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's start out. We have a lot of questions. So we're just gonna do like a little batch first. I'll ask the question. I'm not gonna tell people. I thought about like putting people's names in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that's neat, like our readers. But I'm also like, I don't know if some people want their Instagram just out there.
Fair.
So I'm only gonna do it according to who's a public figure. Because
Okay.
I just
All right.
my communication law and responsibility class, we covered public figures.
Yeah.
So this first person, I'm not gonna shout them out. Sorry, you know who you are.
Sorry.
And we also know who you are.
You're not a
It's
public
next to your
figure.
name. Or
Yeah.
next to the
Well, I just
question,
don't want to
but-
breach this person's privacy.
You're right.
However, the next person, they're getting fucking doxxed.
Good.
But this first question is, what made you want to start the zine, and do you think you've completed that original goal? So this question is mostly geared towards me because I was the one that started it,
Mhm.
but I want to integrate it with you guys. So I'll answer first. I wanted to start the zine because there was like nothing punk in Wichita outside of Kirby's, because this was like before the days of Annex. You gotta remember.
Is Kirby's punk? I've never been to. I'm 20. I've never
Kirby's-
set foot in Kirby's.
Hambone's
Is
a
a-
baby.
I'm a little
Kirby's is a
baby.
punk bar. They don't host exclusively punk shows.
Uh-huh.
But they were like the only place that were having punk shows, and it was like all the old head punks who sing like the Ramones. So not exactly my style, but
the Ramones.
hate the Ramones. But like that's the only place that like punk shit was happening, and I was like 18 or 19 when I started the zine. I was like, I'm not fucking going to Kirby's.
Yeah.
I remember I emailed them, was like, is this an all ages show?
Yeah.
Can I put an X in my
Can I
hand?
please come to
Can I
Kirby's?
please have one?
And I just got the email back of like, no,
Yeah.
No, and we
no,
hate you.
sent from iPhone.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to do like, and I was like, man, I don't have the money for like an instrument or anything or know anyone to start a band. So I'm going to start a zine. And I started the zine. And then I was like, hey, Hambone, you're my one friend who is good at art and consistently making good art. Because I have one other
True.
friend who makes art and they just weren't like the standard that I wanted.
Damn.
They weren't,
Unnecessary stray there.
Tough, dude.
sorry. I was like, Hambone, please, can you draw my cover for this zine? And Hambone was like, cool, I can do that. And then also do like 8 other things.
Yeah. Well, because no shade. At the time, it was a fun character to draw. 'Cause I was like, oh wow, little triangle guy. You know, doesn't really have like a face really. That's cool and fun. I'll make a couple cool sketches of that. And it was really fun to draw. And so I was like, I guess I'll just do this for forever. you
And I feel
know?
like since then, frequently you've texted the group chat to be like, how does this thing emote?
yeah.
Like, how
Well,
how do
'cause
I, where is its, what
Mr.
is
Bones
its?
doesn't have facial features, really. Like, the eyes are X's, and the mouth is, like, 3 scratchy lines.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to make that emote. So
Yeah.
a lot of the times I just put, like, little, like, hearts or exclamation points,
And I
whatever,
think
and,
that's
like,
cute as
bubbles,
hell.
whatever.
It is very cute.
I try so hard.
But yeah, I just wanted to contribute to anything punk in Wichita without being able to start a band because I just don't have money. Because, fun fact about instruments, they cost money
And require talent.
and require talent. Well, you can make up for talent with a lot of practice.
That's true.
And this is the time where I lived in a dorm and did not have a job.
Those are also true facts.
And now I have a job.
Crazy.
I know, and it sucks.
Crazier.
And so I just don't have the time for all that between the job and the zine, which the zine is like another full-time job. People don't
for you
realize
it
this.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
For
not
me.
for the rest of us.
Yeah,
It's just
'cause
a
you-
little hobby.
You're just like, hey, can you draw this? And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And then you don't draw it, and then you complain like when the deadline's up, like, guys, I have had no time.
I want to
Because
tell.
I don't.
I want to tell an anecdote, which is that we had like IHOP once with Hambone's roommate,
Mm-hmm.
and they were telling us that one time it was like 4 a.m. and they came home and Hambone was sitting at the kitchen table like frenzied and haggard and like so upset and muttering to themselves, I hate this fucking zine.
Yeah, because it was like, I don't know, the zine was supposed to come out in like a couple days for that, like that issue, whatever. And I was not locked in. I was like, I gotta get this shit done. I just want to go to sleep. I'm tired.
I think about that all the time.
I think about that all the time too because it makes me feel bad.
Oh well.
Oh man. Oh well. Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway, do I think I've completed that original goal of contributing to Wichita Punk? A little bit, I think. Because, like, there was one person who told me, like, they found shows because they picked up a zine at Monica House the one time we took zines to Monica House.
Mhm.
So I guess that's enough to have completed that goal. Like, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
So, how about you guys? What made you guys want to be in the zine?
Ham, you go first because you were with the zine since
Issue 1?
day one.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of just like drawing Mr. Bones, and you know, I've been friends with James for like many years. We've been friends since like middle school.
That's crazy.
So
That's my
Yeah.
second longest friend.
it's been a while.
And my
Um,
longest friend was, like, the one that we found out we had a mutual friend.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Siege.
yeah. That was crazy. My roommate, we found out that we were friends with each other. Kind
That's
of.
crazy.
We were like, holy shit, you know that guy?
Yeah, I
Awesome.
saw a photo of you guys like hanging out together. I'm like,
Yeah, we were at,
how the fuck do you guys know each
we
other?
were at a Taco Bell in the small town that I'm from. And then I like sent a picture to you on Snapchat, and you were like, holy shit, I know that guy. It was awesome.
So have you completed that original goal of just dicking
Drawing
around?
around.
Yeah, I guess. You know, I didn't really have an original goal when I started it, just because I was like, it's a fun project I'm doing with my friend, you know?
And you've resisted efforts to stop drawing for us.
Yes. You guys are like, oh, we can bring in a guest illustrator. And I'm like,
Actually, one time somebody came up to us at an event and like offered to draw for us, and after they left, Hambone started barking.
I did. I'm like, this is my
Hambone was like,
fucking
"This is
zine,
my
guys."
zine.
This is my zine, and
Or
I
like-
am the only artist.
So
And then,
like, we can bring in a guest illustrator for like one issue just for funsies. And I'm like, I'll kill myself.
and like sometimes you'll be
My
like,
obituary will be in the paper tomorrow.
and sometimes you'll be like, man, I'm just like overloaded with work. And I'm like, yeah, we can lessen the workload. We can like, hey, look at this one piece of art. This could be used for 2 different things. You're like, no,
Oh,
it's
no,
lazy.
never.
It's lazy, and I'll kill myself.
It is lazy, and I will kill myself.
And I'm like, every effort that we try to make to like lessen your workload, you're like, how would you die?
I want
Yeah,
you to
but-
remember this anecdote, boss,
I-
because we do the same to you.
We very much do.
No, but like I'm like cooler than that though.
Sure.
Sure.
I don't like reusing the same arts twice in a row because like the point of the zine is that it has original art in it, you know.
Exactly.
But like, I don't like using the same art for.
Which is still original because you still made it.
Yeah, but I still don't like it. I'm like, I can make something totally different for this and have it be like its own thing. You know, I don't want to reuse stuff. I'm reusing something for the same issue, this issue,
Whoa.
and I'm so stressed about it. But it'll be okay.
It's perfect.
It'll be
I
You gotta
adore
lock
it.
in, man.
Huh?
You gotta lock in.
I
I
gotta
am
lock
locked
in.
in, bro.
I've got another article to do. I started the zine. I didn't come on the zine as like a full-time staff member until like 3 months in,
Mm.
I think. I just did a guest article, and then casually I was like, "Hey, boss, can I just like write all the time?" We have this bit that me and Ham were like kept in boss's basement
Mhm.
and like held hostage to write for the zine and like
where we
work
are
on the
now,
zine.
guys.
Yeah, it's actually true. That's exactly what's happening. We're
Mhm.
chained up currently.
I've
But it's like a bit because genuinely we love being on the zine and it's so much fun.
offered you guys so many outs.
I feel like every month Bones is like, "You want to quit? You
I'm
can
like-
quit."
I'm like every time you guys have like a little bit of reluctancy, I'm like,
Yeah.
I am okay if you guys don't want to do this anymore. Like, please prioritize
fine,
yours
we'll just kill the whole thing. And
you
we're like,
and your
"Okay, well, fuck
mentals.
you."
and please prioritize your guys' selves. And you're like, actually, go fuck yourself.
Actually, we hate you.
we
So
hate you, and yet we're gonna tell everyone that you are the one keeping us doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, please, guys. Prioritize yourself.
So I started writing for the zine. At the time, I had just graduated with my bachelor's, and I was kind of just like, I know, and I was kind of just like sort of in limbo a little bit. So my bachelor's is in political science, so it gave me something to do with that, which was really nice. And I feel like, especially having that bachelor's and being a young person, I frequently am not really respected for that, for those opinions that I have, and I guess any expertise I hypothetically bring. So I was really excited to have a place to feel like an expert for a little while. I think that I've completed that goal pretty well. There's been a couple times where I've had people tell me they like my articles, or I did like a mini zine about the re-election of Trump, and I had someone text me, like a friend, and just be like, oh, this made me feel better. Like, I felt really bad, now I feel better. So that meant a lot. So I would say I'm pretty set. This has been so much bigger than I think any of us could have anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the other day I went to look up our zine and on my computer, and I was too lazy to like type in Instagram, so I just typed in Oi Bones zine. And after I typed in Oi Bones, it finished it. With
Oh my god.
It's
so
terrifying.
I know. So
I don't like that one bit.
I feel like anything we have is like an accident, and I'm just hyped that we've got it, frankly.
Remember we celebrated our 1,000 followers with like the cake and candles and stuff, whatever. And I remember when we made that post, I was like, I'm so actually terrified.
Yes.
'Cause, like 1,000 people know that I exist. And I'm like, I can't do that. Actually, that's
and I've
so
seen
scary.
your art. Sometimes I think in my head nobody reads the zine. Like, that's just part of it.
That's
like,
the fantasy I live in, and I am so grateful for that
I
fantasy.
prefer it because
Yeah, it's
as I'm
great.
writing, I'm like, well, nobody will read this, so it doesn't really matter. And then something will happen, and it'll be revealed to me that somebody read it, and I'll be like, no, you didn't. Like,
Fun fact, your guys' contributions are the ones that we get the most compliments about. Or the most remarks. People are like, oh my god, I loved Indigo's work this issue. Like, I love this art.
If somebody said that to me IRL, genuinely would scoop my eyeballs out with a spoon, like in front of them. Like,
I was like a Kirby's gig one day, and someone called me Bones, and then this guy was like, are you in Oi Bones? I'm like, yeah. And then he was
Yeah.
like, dude, love that article about like rural punks. And I'm like,
okay,
what article?
Which one?
And then I had to go through our backlog. I'm like, oh, I did read about that.
you're so talented.
I am not. Kill yourself. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Apologies. I let the
Why-
demon out on that one.
This is why we hate James. guys.
None of us can take compliments. Actually, it's a
Yeah.
problem.
We run a like semi-large zine, and we're just like,
Fuck
people,
you.
people are like,
We're
hey,
just-
you guys are doing a really good job, and we're like, what?
Who?
Could you like actually shut the hell up?
Yeah, we
Why are
hate
you paying
you.
attention to us?
Yeah, turn away. It's private.
Get out of here.
Private.
You walked in on us. It's like when you're changing and someone comes in.
Yeah, and we're like,
Ugh.
"Ugh."
You can leave. You don't have to stand there and watch
I'm not
me do
putting
this.
out 60 pages for you.
Yeah. God, we really do put out like 60 pages
It's so
an issue.
long. I was talking about it with that librarian, and she was like, "This like isn't a zine anymore." And I was
Zine
like,
is so much more than just
and I was
page
like,
count.
you know,
It's like a magazine.
it's like a
dude.
magazine. I like to say that we're a magazine without the MAGA
Yeah.
because
That's
I
my
think
favorite
that's
anecdote.
fun.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
but then when I'm like, yeah, but we're like larger than some magazine.
We're not. No, I work with a lot of magazines at my
Really?
job. And so I always check the page count. I'm like, dude, it's 80 pages. We're fine.
Dude, we'll get there someday. I guarantee it.
I think this issue might bring us close.
Ah,
We have a lot in this one
ah, fuck.
for our April 1st issue.
I
This-
do love the April 1st issue.
It's gonna be great.
I really do like the April issues.
We can't leak anything, though.
They're so
This-
fun, though.
This next question comes from a friend of the zine, Dale Small. He's the guy who did our lighters over at Alan Lee Screen
Oh.
Printing.
yeah.
And our
thank
future butt
you.
plugs.
And our future
Yes.
butt plugs. If you need a butt plug with your businesses or anything's name and logo on it, work with Alan Lee Screen Printing.
There you go.
Dale Small asked us, if you could bring any band to Wichita, who would it be?
Okay,
I want
so
to hear your answer first, Indigo.
here's my thing. I have bad music taste.
Don't ever say that about yourself.
I like pretty boring bands, I would say, or like artists. I feel like this last month I've been listening to a lot of country,
Ooh, no, I take it back. You can't say that about yourself.
like folk country. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what
alright.
that's about.
Okay, you're bringing me around with the folk.
Last month I had a really long Charlie XCX moment
Checks.
and the Dare. Big
Checks.
into those at that current So if I could bring any band to Wichita, let me think about this. I'm thinking like if I could make any band of any size play like barleycorns, where
Oh,
I could be close enough to them to like see them, and also be so overloaded sensorially. But Ham's never been in barleycorns because Ham's a baby. It's
just
a
a
place.
big bar.
It's a place you
Yeah,
can
you know,
go.
I kind of figured. I've heard of it, you know.
I think I would want maybe like Boy Genius, like
Ooh.
sad.
That's a
sad.
good ooh.
That's an instant reaction.
Yeah, sad folk music maybe. I think it'd be fun to see them in like an intimate setting. Or,
Two of them are intimate with each other.
yeah,
But,
I secretly think 3 of them are.
One big thruple.
Yeah, I think they're probably cool.
That's Oi Bones.
Yeah.
Don't you ever say that.
One
Never.
time when Ham was like on a new ADHD med, we were all in the car together.
Oh my
And
god.
Ham said, "Guys, it's like we're a polycule but platonic," and we were like, "Ham, we're friends."
Did I say that? I genuinely don't remember. I thought you were going to talk about me telling James that they're going to be the reason I end up in prison.
Yeah,
He
that
does
was
the same car.
That was the
same car ride.
Yeah.
James, oh sorry, Bones said something like, "Oh, I need you to get this done for next issue," and Ham was like, "You're gonna be the reason I die in prison."
Yeah.
It was such a fucked up thing.
I'm trying so hard all the time to keep us on like track to meet our deadlines, and every month Boner is the one that's like, actually, what if I derail this whole fucking train?
And every single month, Ham gets it done. That's the thing.
Which is
do.
insane. And it's like, Hamlin, if you pace yourself,
Or just lock
You-
in a little bit.
you
during the
lock
end of
in the
month.
last week, which
Yeah.
stresses me the fuck out.
It's
every
just
time.
how I work.
And then
yeah.
make
I
it
know,
happen.
it's insane.
It's
Can't do anything
crazy.
about it.
So that's my answer to the band
Your
question.
your band is Boy Genius.
Yep.
Who's your band?
Okay,
Boner.
guys. So I haven't listened to music, and I'm a music major. I haven't listened to music in a very long time though. I really like.
Are you
Whenever
checking
I'm just
Spotify
like,
right now?
no, I'm on our document,
Okay.
so I know what the
Maybe
next
I should
question
check
is, so I don't have a
Spotify
panic
actually.
I looked at Spotify earlier. The only person I've listened to recently is Kendrick Lamar.
Nice.
But like, you know,
Actually,
Get Kendrick in the
Yeah.
dojo.
actually,
dude, Kendrick in the dojo. I think everybody would die.
right?
I really only listen to podcasts. I'm sorry.
Well, I have a new podcast for you to listen to.
Holy shit! I'm living my dreams.
What podcasts have you been listening? If you could like make them record an episode live,
Oh my god, bro! I listen to a lot of D&D podcasts.
nice.
Those are fun.
That's a good That's a good answer. I
Hmm
was gonna say good ask. But
Guys, D&D podcast live in Wichita. No,
please.
we can just do that. That's our next
Should
episode.
we get
actually.
not another D&D podcast at the furnace?
Oh my
I
God.
want moshing now.
Moshing at the D&D podcast.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want someone to roll a crit and then for CJ to just like cartwheel into somebody.
Dude, D&D campaign set at a hardcore show.
Yeah,
I would love
Real.
that.
We
That's
actually.
just that's how
Yeah.
I view my life.
that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like why if I'm trying to like dodge the pit, I roll for dexterity and I
Yeah.
always fumble.
What's your answer, boss? As
Mine?
the only punk.
Well, so this is really funny because it's not going to be a punk band.
Oh shit.
Because the only like popular hardcore band that I really like, well, one of them fucking stopped being a band last night.
Mhm.
I read that news at Texas Roadhouse.
Wait, who?
I read
Gel.
that, yeah.
Because their
Oh.
guitarist is like a freak,
Oh.
like a horrible,
Oh, that
irredeemable
sucks.
Yeah.
human.
That's awful.
I
You
know.
guys saw them.
I know. I wish the pit was better there
Oh,
because it was just a lot of unsteezy Lawrence people.
you were in Lawrence.
Yeah,
Not to throw Lawrence under the bus, but yeah.
like I wish Joe would have
Yeah.
come to like Annex because this is when Annex was there. Like we could have done this so much better.
yeah.
But I'm gonna say my gals in Japan, Atarashi Gakko.
We should have known.
Dude.
Dude, they just put out a new song today.
Ooh.
They're like the most punk, non-punk band.
I love that.
They didn't put out the song today, but I saw it today. They're just like, dude, they're
So
like
you lied.
three. They're like, what'd you say?
So you lied.
You said they put out a song today, and then you said they didn't put out a song today.
Yeah, apologies. I'm a human being and we make mistakes. But
Some journalist.
yeah, fuck off. But they're a really good, solid pop group.
Yeah.
And it's just like four weirdos who make really good
I'm
music.
kind of obsessed with them.
I love
actually.
them deeply, and I think they would be so cool in Wichita, Kansas.
I think, so I'm really into K-pop. Fun fact about me. And some
Oh, I know.
C-pop. Yeah, also fun fact about me. Less J-pop. I don't know why that is. And
Because you're racist.
apparently, and whenever I see a K-pop group going to like Lawrence or something, I always think, oh, they're being human trafficked. So I think if Adarashi Gakko came to Wichita, I'd be like, uh-oh.
I would protect
Help
them.
them.
Yeah.
I would protect them. Me and my sword.
Mhm.
I would buy a sword so I could protect
So you can
them.
protect them.
Yes.
We have this bit that the zine will end when we interview Adarashi Gakko.
And
or
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Mine is Pedro Pascal. That's if we get an interview with Pedro Pascal, zine's done and I kill myself. If we get an interview with AG, zine's done.
and I kill myself.
Boss kills himself.
Boner,
Ham, do you have one?
do you have a goal?
I don't really know that people exist,
That's fair.
so I don't.
I believe you.
You know, I think just if I ever have to interview anybody, I'll kill myself. So
Interview me right now.
no.
So I saw you
It's
took
like
out a
dead
news.
silence.
Yeah.
Another question from Dale Small. Dream lineup for a show and or concert. Do you guys have one? Of like one headliner and let's say like 2 or 3 supporting acts.
Let me think. Actually, I think I have 2 answers maybe, and it's just real tours I've seen that I couldn't go on, like I couldn't go to because, fun fact about us, we live in Kansas and nobody fucking comes here because nobody wants to. Cave Town did a Europe tour and Tessa Violet, or is that her name? I think so.
I couldn't tell you.
Opened for them. I have to look her up on. And I really like her music, and that's her name. And I would have liked to see that. I don't remember who else played with them. I don't care. But if it'd been them two. And then there's one of the like sad country artists I've been listening to a bunch. Also, just a little disclaimer. I don't Google anybody. So if these people are like rapists, oops. I don't know.
Oops.
That's
I don't know anything.
they
Whoopsie.
shouldn't do bad things. I've been listening to a lot of like Zach Bryan, and the Front Bottoms open for him.
I love the
What?
front bottoms.
And I love the Front Bottoms.
I was listening to them last night and I was like sleepy
Yes.
and still kind of loopy from
I've seen them live
the Bush
too.
Light at Texas Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like my favorite song of theirs, which is Au Revoir. And I was like, dude,
Yes.
fuck yeah.
That-
This song is so real.
I would love to see. I've seen the Front Bottoms live. I would see them again, and maybe maybe the lineup would be like similar first. She's like a queer folk artist, and they do a lot of like sort of a twist on worship music almost, but from their perspective of being the child of a pastor who is queer.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
maybe
Hosier.
Kinda. Yeah, exactly. But American. So
Oof.
maybe them first, and then the Front Bottoms, and then, or maybe Zach Bryan then, and then I would want the Front Bottoms to headline because
Yeah.
They're my
naturally,
faves.
It's the front bottom.
yeah, it's the Front Bottoms. So I have taste.
Hambone, what's your lineup?
I don't know if it would be my dream lineup, but I kind of started thinking about it when we started talking about Gel a little bit.
Yeah.
May they rest in peace. I really liked one of the bands that put before them, MS Paint.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Interesting.
I don't know. I kind of think I would want them to headline. I think they were pretty good.
Nice.
I don't really know who else I would want to open for them, though. I don't really listen to music.
Shocker sound.
Dude, holy shit. Let's go. I open for MS Paint. Me and my tuba.
And Frank.
Oh, dude, I love Frank.
Same.
We
Frank's
have an
so
interview
good.
with them coming
We
out
do,
soon.
and I'm so excited.
What about you, boss?
Me? Well, I don't know. I only really listen to local stuff.
Well,
But
let's, make
There's
a
this
lineup.
really
Yeah.
nice band in Nebraska called Bib that I really want to come down.
That would be cool.
Clayton from The Furnace and Long Live DIY is trying so hard to get them down here. But they're one of those bands that like they only tour, and it's like, dude, you're in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Come down. It's
Oh,
5
man.
hours. We'll pay you like a tour show
Yeah.
cost. And it's like, dude, come on.
Please.
But I would want them to headline, and then for local support, or just like non-local. Something a good band that's like Power Violence from Ohio called Drug Abuse.
Cool.
I love them. I love Drug Abuse. I love
Hell yeah.
abusing. Who up abusing drugs? I'd want them to headline. I want Drug Abuse to support, and then I'd want like Virgins and One Big Game also to support.
Ooh.
Probably One Big Game first, and then Drug Abuse, One Big Game, Virgins, then Bib.
Crazy.
Because you have to like build up to like that kind of style. Because
Yeah.
Bib has a very unique style, and I think Virgins is like the closest we got locally.
Yeah.
So you got to build up to that. Isn't that right, Boner?
Yeah,
You're
sure.
smiling. You're grinning.
I was thinking about how I could hear so well. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Can you normally hear?
Yeah, I just like, I was like, wow, like the timing of like what I'm hearing and your voice is like spot on. And I'm like,
That's
That's
true.
crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The
I'm just
audio
We're
really
amazed
geeking
with
out over
technology. I'm
microphones
It's
here,
sorry.
like
guys.
everything's synced.
It is. It's so crazy.
Um,
Oh god, I have to sneeze so bad.
do you want me to mute you?
Direct into the mic.
We'll see. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, I unmuted you, Boner. Okay, let's do another question here. This one comes from Cooper Ryan. That's a public figure. He's in a band.
Butler figure.
What?
You said a butler figure.
Did I say butler figure?
I thought
Yes.
you said public.
I said
Oh.
public.
I don't
You
I think
said
I think
butler.
Indigo just hates me, guys.
You said butt, and I was like, dude, hell yeah.
But
Butthole figure.
my cat's name is Sputnik, and I keep accidentally calling her Buttnik.
That's why Sput hates you.
She's just a
Accidentally.
baby. She's so small and evil.
Well, this question comes from Cooper Ryan, and as the only punk member of a punk zine, I think I'm gonna be the one to tackle
yeah, I
this.
don't fucking know the answer.
What makes a punk a punk? It's just kind of your attitude. Are you a punk? Like you kind of know it when you are it. It's like, you like punk shit. It's counterculture. It's liking music that sounds like shit, and it's community fronted mindfulness in a lot of ways.
Fancy.
Yeah, and you care about things. You actually legitimately care about things and causes and people.
Can someone be a punk without liking punk music?
It's tough. They can be punk-ish. They can be punky. Yeah.
Punky adjacent.
Yeah, they can be. I guess
Like
they can.
Wild Style from the Lego movie.
Yes. She's my queen, dude.
Sounds
I
like a
love her.
DJ name. I've watched that movie recently.
Why?
It was me and a group of friends having movie night, except we all have wildly different movie tastes. And someone said Lego movie, and it was like the only thing all five of us could agree on.
That's
Actually crazy.
beautiful.
That's crazy.
The most
Poetic.
inoffensive movie.
Let's just do this last question for this little segment, and then we'll launch into like a topic. Fun little topic, guys.
Ooh, fun
Whoa,
little
a topic moment.
The topic would be the Lego movie. We'll see.
This one is what got you into the scene, and what are y'all's influences? What got me into the scene was the zine, and then like I've always liked punk and always been into the idea of a scene. Fun fact: I grew up in Butler fucking County, where there's literally
Wild.
nothing anywhere ever.
Real.
And so like I was a punk in high school, the only like queer person in my grade, the only like punk in my school district. And when I finally moved to Wichita for college, I'm like, there's got to be a scene, because growing up, Wichita was the big city, which is insane to say now. And then there wasn't one. I was like, shit. But just doing the zine and like having shows, seeing and going to shows, I was very eager to find one from the get go. I was very hungry for a scene, and then Wichita started to have one, and I'm like, I'm getting in this bitch. Influences. What are my influences? This idealized version of myself that I have in my head that I want to achieve.
That was a fucked up crazy answer.
Why?
That's crazy. It's like a good answer. It's just wild that
It's
that was
like,
just in your head.
I have a version of myself that I want to be,
That's crazy.
and every day I'm working towards that
That's
of
wild.
being doper.
Transgender.
Cooler.
I'm
What?
sorry. What?
I mean, yeah, but it's like, yeah, just I want to be a better version of myself, kind of like the version of myself where I won't have any embarrassing qualities.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's possible.
It's not.
I think part of being alive is that it's embarrassing.
Oh, exactly. But that's what's gonna always keep me influenced.
There you
Is
go.
like, well, I'm embarrassed by this one aspect of the zine. Next month, getting rid of that aspect,
I'm gonna shut
and
the
then
fuck up.
and then
I
that
guess.
month I'll have another quality that I'm gonna be embarrassed
I'm
about.
embarrassed about that now.
To be
Yeah.
cringe is to be free.
Exactly.
honestly.
However,
Real.
I want to make something dope.
I mean, you can do that while also having embarrassing qualities.
Amen.
Exactly.
That's what
I do
what
that
it
every
comes
single
to.
day.
I know, but I want to. Those embarrassing qualities are always changing.
There you go.
In 1 month, something's embarrassing, and I don't fix it. And next month, it's not.
There you
Sure.
go.
But there's gonna be something always.
I love that.
Anyway, what? Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, pal.
It's the sick voice. Sometimes words don't come out.
Oh, sure.
What got you guys into the scene, and what are your guys' influences?
Are we in the scene?
I was gonna say I don't really go to shows all that much. They're kind of
Yeah.
scary. I mean, I like the music and I like the, like, everything going on at the shows, you know?
Yeah.
I just can't. I can only do so much. I go to like one every couple months.
I went to the Annex twice, maybe.
You went once for the showcase.
Yeah.
In May.
Terrifying. Genuinely terrifying.
Well, you also hate punk rock.
There was also
I'm
a
s-
tornado.
There was also a tornado,
Mhm.
and I hate punk rock. And of the zine staff, I am like physically the smallest, and I feel like a twig. Like
Well,
I
yeah, I just gotta take you guys to not punk shows.
I think I'm not a twig. Like I think I am big and strong in like a maybe delusional way. But I also genuinely think if somebody like kicked me, I would like fall apart like a Jenga tower. I would say I'm also from physically farther away
Mhm.
than these losers.
Fuck
But
you.
but when I was in law school, the most straight, cis, white place I've ever been in my life, coming from a small town in Butler
Mhm.
County, Kansas, and the most privileged, I would say that I really felt different, and I was really grateful for the scene and the zine because I didn't feel so like absurdly different. Like I wasn't the only person with dyed hair. I wasn't the only person who dresses the way I dress. I wasn't the only gay person. Whatever. Like I just didn't feel as othered. So I feel like that's pretty sick. In terms of influences, I don't know that I have like a writing influence. I feel like I just write and then hope it's fine.
It's always great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I feel like there's a lot of journalists right now who are doing really, really important good work, and a lot of like advocates and activists.
And none of them work for the big publications.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one a yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck you, Washington Post.
fuck you, Washington Post. We hate you.
Boner?
I have the same answer. I really just the zine got me into the scene.
Yeah.
You know, just like being like, oh,
You're
there's
welcome.
there's stuff going on here. I didn't know that.
Do you have any influences, pal?
I follow a bunch of artists on like social media and stuff, and I really like to like not steal, but I like to take aspects that I like from their work and like try to use it to inspire like some of the stylistic
Cool.
choices and stuff that I draw. But I'm really bad at it, so it kind of just looks like I don't do that. But
I feel like you just have such a unique ham bone style. Like there just
Love the ham bone
there
style.
just is a ham bone
guess.
style. Like
That's my favorite style.
it's so good, genuinely.
That's why you work for us.
yeah.
wow,
And we pay
I
you.
get paid so much.
None of us get paid. We just lose money.
We
James
pay
Bond
And
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
lost the
Sure
worst money. You've lost the least money.
the
Yeah.
worst money.
Whoopsies.
I bought an art program.
You did, and no one
Yeah.
told you to.
No, I just liked it better than the one I was using before that I also bought. So, you know. But that one was a one-time payment. The one that I have now is like a yearly payment. So
Oh, kind of hate that.
yeah,
Ugh.
it kind of sucks. But
There
it's
should be
okay.
less subscriptions.
I
But
can-
your art is so good.
It is so good.
Yeah, I like the art program I'm using now. It's
What
wonderful.
program is it? You get.
Clip Studio Paint.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot better than what I was using before.
Let's talk about. Let's get into topics. Indigo.
I want
Let's-
to tell you right now, first of all, one of Bones' topics is motherfucker Clownvis.
Oh, do you want to talk about
oh my
Clownvis?
god,
I had a
Clownvis.
dream about Clownvis last night.
You know Clownvis?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't. All I know is that like GIF you sent and that it's in the doc.
Oh, I love Clownvis. Okay, I guess I got to talk about Clownvis
Talk about
now.
Clownvis.
Clownvis. So there's this guy on the internet who dresses like a clown Elvis.
Mhm.
And it's basically drag because it's like Elvis's like characteristics dialed up to 11. For Pokemon fans, it's like a mega evolution of Elvis. And then he's also in clown paint, and he's got this huge pompadour. He doesn't even talk like Elvis
That's
or a clown. He like nothing he does is Elvis or clown like.
what
He
does
just
he talk like? Just a guy?
yeah.
That's crazy.
He sings in a voice that's kind of like Elvis, but he doesn't sing Elvis songs. He doesn't go, oh, do 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 hound dog. He's just like singing normal. I got introduced to him from a TikTok where he's singing that REM song. Like, this one goes out to the one I love.
I think we should clip the sound of you going whatever and just
That
use
was
it for like
genuinely the most incredible sound I've ever heard.
it's so funny.
Dude, Clownvis too, right here.
Dude.
But and he just I just saw that video of him singing on like public like news, like morning
On
news.
public news?
dude, public
That's
and news.
crazy.
And he's like, just some Sunday morning crooning. And I'm like, oh, I love this guy. And so I went down this rabbit hole. He's been doing this for like 20 years.
Good for him.
He was on America's Got Talent.
That's badass.
He shot himself out of a cannon
I didn't think you were
not
gonna say
know how-
cannon.
in 2014. He actually didn't shoot himself out of the cannon. The cannon broke. And so it just exploded and he was in there. And he climbed out and like passed out and then tried it again in 2014. And his hearing is all fucked up from it. He's got this like weekly show on YouTube. It's like live streamed. It's like him and like two or three other people. And one of them is like just this guy with a beard that kind of looks like Rainn Wilson called a king. And there's little Aaron, who is just this like Hot Topic model with like bright dyed hair and like makeup and stuff. And they just like do stuff. And I tuned into it one night while I was playing Minecraft. And they're like just eating like these like jelly beans, like the weird tasting ones.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no. So he doesn't talk like Elvis. He just talks like a guy. And he's like, yeah, so like what's going on guys? But he's in this extreme makeup.
I'm obsessed.
And
Actually, iconic.
and I went down this route. It's just like this comedian from like St. Louis
That's insane.
who's just doing this stuff. Or like Missouri or something.
Well,
St. Louis is in Missouri.
Is in Missouri.
Sorry, I forgot St. Louis. I thought St. Louis was in a better state for a minute and not
Nope.
fucking Missouri.
in Missouri.
Hate Missouri.
I think they complement each other pretty well.
St. Louis. It kind of balances out.
St. Louis is the only thing keeping Missouri up.
Yeah.
Without that, it
afloat.
would just be a cesspit. But yeah, Clownvis, I'm just obsessed. It's like this guy named like Randy Leahy or something,
That sounds like a name
or like
of somebody
Mayhe.
who would be Clownvis. Yeah.
And he's got like this radio show called like The RZR or something on like public radio stations in like Missouri,
I'm a.
where he's
That's
just a co-host of it.
that's crazy.
And it was before the Rizzler.
Really?
Yeah,
Good for
or it's like
him.
the Rizzy Hour or something.
wow.
and
Bad bitch.
Oh my god, I'm
Making
just obsessed.
culture.
This guy that like dresses like a clown Elvis who does nothing like clowns or Elvis. I'm obsessed with him. I want to book him in Wichita.
There you go.
I sent that into a group chat with a bunch of bookers
Yeah.
in town, and
What
I
was
forgot who said it. I think Noah from One Big Game was like, "I'd rather kill myself."
Damn.
And I'm like, "You guys fucking hate me,
We'll just have the show in your basement.
Yeah.
dude.
There
I'd
you
love
Have
to.
Clownvis in your
I would
basement.
love
There
to
you
have
go.
Clownvis in my
It's
basement.
Don't let
just
him
us
out.
three and Clownvis.
Yeah, get me on there.
Get Clownvis on the podcast,
I
Yes.
would love.
dude.
Dream
We
guest.
we could phone him in.
Dream guest on my podcast.
Dude, it's fucking Clownvis.
Dream guest on my
Um,
podcast.
Dream guest on my podcast.
He does like original songs too,
Clownvis.
and he has like music videos for like this clown motel in like Vegas.
Okay, you
A
know
clown
how-
motel is
Wait.
fucking insane. I'm
That-
sorry to interrupt
It's
you.
it's like a
That's
motel that's
crazy.
like based around clowns.
I think so many people have died there.
Same.
He's got a song called like "Don't Be a Bitch or You'll Get Nothing for Christmas."
What? Is he Santa?
I don't know.
Clownvis is Santa.
Dude,
I love Clownvis.
the Clownvis lore keeps
His show
expanding.
is so funny.
Since we have those things, it's like, if we interview Pedro Pascal, like the zine's over. I think we need the same thing for the podcast. Clownvis is one.
I
of
would
them.
love Clownvis.
Clownvis.
Clownvis, if you, I know you're listening.
Dude,
Clownvis.
this episode's gonna come out and everybody's gonna want Clownvis on the podcast. So we stop making
I
it.
love Clownvis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put his links in the bio, in the description.
Dude, I love you, Clownvis. If you're listening,
I want to follow back on the zine Instagram.
You
Dude,
want
that'd be
Clownvis,
insane.
and I want Sabrina Carpenter.
Dude, get them both on the podcast and sing off, dude. Because they can both sing. Oh,
They can
when
both sing.
when Clownvis was on America's Got Talent, he like insulted Ozzy Osbourne to Sharon Osbourne
was
Yes. Good for him.
because he was like something about he said some joke about Ozzy like doing drugs, which like it's Ozzy Osbourne, he does drugs.
Yeah.
And Sharon was like, "Don't you talk like that," and he was like, "Whoa, mama." Because like early videos of him, he is trying to be like an Elvis guy.
He just gives that
an
up.
Elvis
Yeah.
impersonator. He just chose to also wear a clown costume.
And then
Good for
he
him.
slowly phased out the Elvis part.
Wait, I feel like if either of you guys ever get married, we'd have to have Clownvis officiate.
Oh
I
my
do want Clownvis to
God.
officiate my
That's
wedding.
a need.
And I want him
actually.
in the big giant pompadour wig
Yes.
and the makeup and then just like pasture robes.
If you don't get Clownvis for your wedding, I will get ordained and dress up as Clownvis.
There
I
you
would
go.
appreciate that.
I
Hell
would do it
yeah.
for you.
Hell
That's my
yeah.
wedding gift to you.
That's a good gift too.
It's a
Genuinely.
wonderful gift.
You
It's
would
free.
blow everybody else out of the
Can I show you
water.
guys a picture of Clownvis? Hold on.
Yes.
Yes, please.
God.
He is splendid.
I saw the GIF and he was in my dreams, and my dreams was that I was looking for a new apartment and the guy showing the apartment was Clownvis.
That's so awesome.
That was the dream.
This is an older picture of him.
That's crazy. That is drag.
Oh my god.
That's a
is-
huge
is him
pompadour.
nowadays.
That is
And
drag.
he just doesn't even like talk
Badass.
like Elvis.
So he's like a mime.
He
He's
talks like a
clown
normal
mime
guy.
Elvis. Oh.
He's like
I
he's
thought
like
you said he just didn't talk. I was like, oh, okay.
He's
so
a
he'll
mime.
be in his little radio. He'll be on his little live stream show. And okay, little Aaron, what do you got for us today?
That's crazy.
That's
He has a-
wild.
dude, I need
I love this guy.
to tap into.
Dude, I've been down a rabbit hole.
I need to
love
be
this
in my
guy.
inner Clownvis. Like, what's
Mhm.
I have to find my version of Clownvis. Like, who do I channel? How do I channel?
Who do I channel
What's-
Clownvis?
Like, it's probably JFK.
Yeah.
Like, the short answer is
I kind
my
of want to
Elvis
make you
is JFK.
read all those records and write a synopsis for the
I
zine.
would love to.
It's 1,100 records.
Damn.
Me and my dad could get through that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Fun fact for the boners, me and my dad are losers, and we're both obsessed with JFK. My dad was alive when JFK was assassinated, so he was like a kid. So that's part of why he's like obsessed with him. But
I have
it's
a
crazy.
soundboard here. Let's see
Uh-huh.
if this works. Oh, this is supposed to be air horns.
Aw.
That sucks.
If all of this plays at once in my ears, I'm
don't think
legitimately gonna like.
Dude, I wish
fuck
that
you up.
worked.
Dude, shame. Anyway, who wants
Anyways.
to? Who wants to
Sorry, guys. We're just playing around with their sound. There's still one going.
yeah.
I really hope it doesn't have the sound going on while we're talking. And we just can't hear it because we have.
it says
we're-
make music bad.
Make
music
music
bad.
bad.
It just
That's
says music
amazing.
bad.
That's so funny.
Who wants to take the next topic?
Okay, I have two topics.
You just do one for now,
I know.
and
No,
then
no,
we'll
no.
launch into our next
I know,
Q&A.
because the next, I think I want to save my like annoying, pretentious one. So I want to tell you guys, 3 days ago, I guess, I had to get I started my job, a new job, a brand new job that I've been telling you guys about, so shiny and new, and I had to go to the IT to be logged in to my email because I'm working for, working for a community college, and it's a community college I went to.
Yikes.
So I know. So I had to get my email fixed because I still had it. Little piece of lore for y'all. I went to community college when I was 15. So
Wow.
You're homeschooled.
I was homeschooled.
You
So
can tell though.
worst lore update.
I bet people
was
can tell.
homeschooled. Oh, probably. So I had to get this updated, and so I had to go to IT. I am afraid of IT professionals.
Mhm.
I think it's because librarians and IT professionals are the exact opposite ends of the spectrum in every single way. Librarians
The
are
autism spectrum, or
yes.
Okay.
Librarians are usually femme, and IT professionals are usually mask. And librarians' thing is access to information in more traditional means, and IT professionals are new information, right? So we are each other's natural enemies. So I had to go to IT, and I'm already afraid of them, and I already hate them. And it's at a community college, so I know they're going to be a lot younger than me, because I am not community college age anymore, guys. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest boner. Crazy. I'm a boomer. A booner.
Ooh.
He's actually 43. I don't know if you
I'm
guys
a
knew
million
that.
years old. So I had to go, and they told me to update my password, and they unlocked it so I could. And they were like, okay, so when you're making your password, there are a bunch of things that had to be. I had to have a special character and a certain length. And he was like, and it can't be a name. So my cat's name is Sputnik. So I tried to make my password Sputnik, for her name,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't work. And I was like, oh, haha, it won't let me do Sputnik. That's my cat's name. And the guy was like, do you know what Sputnik is? And I was like, yeah, yeah. I named my cat that on purpose. She didn't come pre-installed with that name.
I just
I-
like
come with
button
that
mash
name.
my laptop and I said a word.
Yeah, I named her that. And he was like, so Sputnik was this Soviet, I think, ship that people went to space on it. It was like the first people who went to space went on Sputnik. And I was like, that's not even fucking true. Like, I'm like losing my mind at this point. I'm like, she's named after Sputnik 1, the first human artificial satellite in space, you fucker. And no people were ever on a Sputnik craft, all right? There were 3 of them, and they never had people on board. What are you talking about? And then at the end, he hit on me.
Whoa, dude.
The audacity.
And I'm thinking this through, right? Okay. You want to hit on somebody. Somebody comes in and you're like, I want to hit on this person. I'm going to try and sound smart when they tell me about their pet's name. Just don't fucking lie.
No,
Like,
if you don't know, then
you
don't make
know.
it up. Yeah.
You're not going to sound smart if you're lying to me or if you're just fucking wrong. If my cat's name is Sputnik, I know about the Sputnik
Yeah.
missions. Like,
Just look at you. You know about
I
Sputnik
know
missions.
about Sputnik.
It's the
Yeah.
dyed hair.
I
It's the dyed hair and
I should have
pronouns.
just switched my accent. He was
I
like,
know.
I know.
My granddad built it.
Sputnik was built by my ancestors.
It was named after my cousin.
Named after old country. What are you wrong? What is wrong about you?
You should have started your new job and only spoke in your Russian accent.
That's what I said.
It's fallen out once.
You should
Like-
just like keep it
Just
and
keep
see
it.
if anybody notices.
One time, somebody told me that I sounded like I was Ukrainian, and I felt bad.
no.
So I was like, I'm mocking a country of people suffering.
I'm actually from Kansas.
Yeah, I'm from Kansas.
I'm from Kansas. I just talk like that.
El Dorado, Kansas. Yeah,
It's
sorry.
weird.
I'm from
S-
Kansas.
yeah.
My parents just have Russian accents.
My parents are Russian?
My parents
You meet
just
my
do that.
parents. They're not.
And then it's the sweetest people, and then
Yeah.
one is evil secretly.
Yeah. My mom is like 5'3", and she will stab a bitch.
love her.
She
I love
will. She has.
She has.
She is
I love
currently.
her deeply. My dad is 6 foot tall and like the nicest, most friendly person.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Only wear sweatpants.
Oh,
Only
did you
wear
guys hear about the
sweatpants.
JFK assassination?
Yeah. You guys want to talk about the JFK assassination?
Okay, let's launch into our next segment of Q&A. This may be the last one of
Whoa.
Q&A. I know, because these questions just look pretty short. This one comes from Aaron Kalai. He's bassist in Verrucht.
Whoa.
Love Rook.
So sad that he joined the band like a week after I interviewed
We
Verrucht.
should interview Verrucht again, but with him in it.
I plan to invite the interview once they put out a record.
Good for them.
They're working on it right now.
That's exciting.
They're recording with Luke Pinner, last I heard.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know. This question is scariest pit experience. I want to go last because I've had the most. I want
Yeah.
Indigo to go first because you have one.
I'm so small. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not
I want you to know that we have smaller people that pit hard.
I know. I'm so little. I'm so small. I think the thing is I'm not even that small. I just am genuinely terrified. Like
You're mentally tiny.
I'm so little. I'm like a little bug. So I've been to 2 concerts where there was moshing. I think I went to an Annex show and we saw DRI
At Barleycorns.
at Barleycorns.
John Barleycorns.
John Barleycorns. And there was moshing at both of these events. Although one of them,
The moshing at Barleycorns was horrible. It was
Yeah.
circle pits
yeah, it was
and
pretty
push
chill.
moshing.
And that was the first one I'd ever been to. So they started a song and Bones like tapped me on the shoulder and like gestured for me to come back.
Oh no, they did that. I did for one song, and then they played like the song that was like, oh, that's their pit song.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed you
Yeah, I was
by
just
the
like
shirt
drug.
and pulled you.
Yeah.
I was like
Jesus,
drugged
hey.
backwards. So that was fine. Like I just sort of watched people like dance, and that was sort of cool. Annex scared the shit out of me. I would say I hate moshing. I don't want to be moshed, but I'm also kind of small, so I can't really see. So I feel like I usually end up like trying to look like I want to watch the band because I like watching people perform, but then I also don't want to be like punched in the face. So I usually stand behind Bones, who is bigger than me, and like peer around them like
I'll
a
put you
little
on my shoulders
mouse.
next time.
Yeah. And just sort of watch like very nervously as people like bump into each other. I also have this fear of the majority of white men. So I think sometimes when they get a little excited, they get a little punchy, which I sort of think is a white man's natural state of being. And I get nervy. So those are both of my pit experiences. I do not want to be in one.
The other day, Joe Simpson and I were chatting, and I mentioned you, And Joe was like, I don't think I've ever met Indigo. I'm like, yeah, Indigo does not like.
That's on purpose.
Indigo does not like punk rock.
No.
That is not their vibe, not their scene. They don't want to stay as far away as possible. They're punk in the political sense.
Mm-hmm. I like being at punk things before the music starts.
You like seeing all the camouflage shorts
Yes.
and chatting.
And I feel like all the femmes at punk shows tend to like be the hottest people you've ever seen in your life, and they are always dressed to the nines. Like I'm just in awe. And then it starts, and they start like genuinely like doing like cartwheels and shit, and like kicking people, and those high heels become like weapons, and I like a fear for my life. Like-
Boner, what's your pit experience? What was that? Boner just like bit the
I
microphone.
just
didn't
started
bite it. I
gnawing.
just like pretended like I was gonna. I'm sorry. I got it close to my face so I could talk. 'Cause I knew it was gonna be my turn,
You're about
and
to
I
start
was like,
eating it.
nom, nom, nom. I really try to stay out of the pit. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not small, so I'm not like terrified for my life. I just like don't want to get punched in the face either.
Fair.
So I'm okay with being like on the outside of it, but I never ever want to get in it in my life. That's so scary. But I think my quote scariest pit experience was the first hardcore show I've ever been to in my life. It was Monica House,
The one that they ever did.
the one. And I was like on the very back wall, but like if you've ever been to Monica House, you know that it's so tiny. Like the place.
It's smaller than the room that we're currently in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and half of the room is the stage, so like it's even smaller. So if people are like moshing, you know, you're basically in the mosh pit, you know, because it's like whatever. This isn't even really a scary experience. It's just kind of gross. I think it was like some dude was moshing crazy style, and kept like bumping into me, and I respect moshers. I love you all so much. He was so sweaty, and his back was like wet, and he kept bumping into me, and I was afraid. I didn't want this person who I didn't know sweat all over me,
Fair.
and I was terrified.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure I later like found out. I think that's Noah One Big Game.
No,
Because
I'm so
because the way you've
sorry.
described this is him, because he also gets hella sweaty. And like there was one gig where like the annex in the summer, and he like bumped into me, and he was like so wet, and he was like,
I'm so
he's like, don't you change my shirt
sorry.
at between sets? I'm like, yeah, you should probably do that.
I apologize sincerely. It was my first time ever being in a hardcore show or ever seeing people mosh, and I was already afraid for my life.
Fair.
I apologize sincerely. I don't really know if anything else has really happened to me other than that. Oh fuck. Sorry. I was at Annex one time. It was while I had a broken foot, or like it was either while I had a broken foot or like just after it had healed. And some girl was doing like cartwheels in the pit, and she landed on my foot that I had just broken.
Oof.
And it hurt real bad.
Oh my god.
I have a chain around my ankle. People always like get on that.
Yeah.
Owie.
It's a little impractical.
I have really no pit experiences. That's
Yeah.
like the only two, really. But
Is Monica House still a thing?
Maybe.
I
They don't really do shows. They kind of just like book from like other venues nowadays.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like I haven't seen any like flyers.
People don't really like them anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Something
for reasons I won't disclose.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry. Fucking cut this out. Ah!
Sally.
My turn, boys and girls and boners everywhere. Scariest
say?
pit experience. I don't dance. That's just not how music affects me. However, I do like standing at the edge of the pit because I love to watch bands.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm there, scene journalist. And I like the energy from pitters and moshers and dancers of all likes. And so I get the scariest is I also like to get piercings in my face. So going to a show like after getting a recent piercing, because like when I got my septum, it was like I didn't go to any shows for a bit afterwards, but then I got my eyebrow, and like the day I got my eyebrow piercing, I saw like a post on like TikTok or something of like one guy talking about his worst piercing experiences, which I shouldn't have even looked at.
Yeah, you should have
'Cause-
scrolled.
Yeah, because I'm also an anxious person. And one of them was like, yeah, that time I got my fucking eyebrow ripped out 2 days after I got it from a mosh pit. And I had to go to a show like 2 days later to interview Secret World afterwards. And I'm like, gulp.
Yeah.
And so, like, there was one band, the touring band was playing. It was like a metal band. I don't really like metal, so I just stood outside the whole time.
Oh, was that the one I went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I was like, I don't even really care about the band, and I don't want to get my eyebrow piercing ripped out.
Sure.
Real.
So that's kind of scary, but it was mostly just anxiety.
You've also been concussed at least
I got
once.
concussed
Yeah.
from big man CJ Bonatati. Love that guy. We dap each other up at every show. He's the dog. If I get married and
And it's not him.
no. I have this bit with my partner that we're gonna get married and it's gonna be a hardcore show. Is how we're gonna get married. I want him to officiate. I want him with like, if I can't get Clownvis,
I was gonna say.
if I can't get Clownvis, I want
What's Ham
CJ.
supposed to do for their wedding present?
I want
is-
Come on,
CJ
bro.
like shirtless, sweaty, like he just got out of the pit, and like, do you fucking take?
Yeah.
And then for him to just like hit a windmill, like
I
right
can't-
after.
I can't imagine him in any other form other than shirtless and sweaty.
Yeah.
Like-
And I want him to wear his cool ass hat that says "Feeling depressed, Smith and Wesson."
Damn.
That's the coolest. I want that hat, but I can't get it and wear it because he already has one. So if I like move somewhere else, then I'm copying that
If
hat.
you move somewhere else, you're gonna steal his identity.
Yeah, I'm just gonna steal the hat.
Yeah.
But he concussed me once at a vulgarity show, and so it wasn't a back concussion, but I did have like a migraine for 2 weeks.
It was pretty bad because you would be like, I'm trying to work on the zine and I can't focus because I can't think. And we'd be like, that's bad.
You know? Yeah.
But the first show back from the headache, from the concussion, when I was still feeling the effects of the concussion, were pretty bad because I was like, oh god,
Yeah.
what happens again? Because like concussions are one of those things you can get like 3 in your life before you're like fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Real.
scary.
You should stay away from the pit now, I think.
No, I'm just better at protecting my head.
Sure.
So that was scary. Piercings are scary. Anytime someone gets like kicks near my testiculars, is
Fair.
scary. Like,
Fair.
cause I'll get a lot of kicks and like punches to like the inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, if they were like an inch over,
Yeah.
Fuck.
We'd be fucked.
I'd be on the ground.
Bad news.
Owie.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I'm like, oh god, I gotta protect my groin now, and I can't protect my head.
Yeah.
Because one is gonna
You
hurt
have
a
to
lot more.
protect both heads.
Literally. I'm like, please don't hit my ball sack. Thank you.
Thanks.
The first Furnace show was last weekend. That was scary because I had a camera.
Ooh.
Because I'm trying to like be asking photographers less for their photos
Yeah.
and taking my own. And so I had a camera from Wichita State's gear room.
Crazy.
I know, not my own camera. So if it broke, I'd be fucked with the university.
Real.
Those things are sturdy. They can take a hit. Is what I found out because I had to be on the edge of the pit to actually get photos.
We've discovered.
And they would get the camera got punched and kicked a couple of times, and I had the strap around my hand, and it would like one time it like was swinging around, and like Amanda from Virgins was like next to me, and she's like, "Is it okay?" I'm like, "We're chilling, bro."
It's fine.
Love.
We're chilling.
Obsessed.
I
This
love that
this
you-
Wichita State camera that like spends its entire week taking photos for like assignments and videos is getting put through the pit.
I think one day somebody's gonna pick it up and it's just gonna like collapse.
Yeah. Or do
Like-
like that thing when you break something and you like put it back together just enough so the next person who uses it breaks it.
Breaks it. Yeah.
Dude, trust, I will.
Yeah.
That was scary because I was worried about the camera, and when like the pit would get bad or like especially violent, because I'm sitting on the edge, so like I'm gonna get hurt. That's just the understanding. Like if I didn't want to get hurt, I don't stand there, idiot. But I'm like I have to protect either myself or the camera, so I would just kind of like put my back to the pit and like put my arms around the camera like in my stomach,
Sure.
and I'd have to take every hit on like my back,
Brace it.
and like yeah,
That's
That's a
And
good
so,
way to
like-
protect your head.
I was like ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should
Um,
start doing that.
No,
Should
because
just go to
you
shows
do
and not
that
face
and then
the
put your
thing.
hands around your head. But I couldn't put my hands around my head. It was in my camera.
Yeah.
And so I was just like taking every hit to my back and like one hit like on the top of my head and then my teeth
Ugh.
chatter and like, oh.
Owie.
Oh.
So that sucked. Nothing like really that scary. But
Yeah.
this next question comes from Andrew Merkel, formerly of Breeding Brainbow.
Love Breeding Rainbow.
One
Shout
of
out
the
Breeding Rainbow.
one of the scene's shiniest heads, I'd say.
Okay.
Notably bald man.
Okay. I was
But
gonna
he-
be
he
like, I don't
pulls
know
it
what the
off.
fuck this means.
He's a bald man, but he pulls it off. That
I
Andrew.
think a lot of bald folks pull it off.
No.
Do you want to know a fun fact? There have been more studies on male pattern baldness than endometriosis.
What's
Mm.
endometriosis? What? I'm not allowed to have a brain fart here?
Endometriosis is like a condition that people who menstruate can get, and basically your uterine lining forms on both sides of your uterus. It's extremely painful. There's very little treatment at this current juncture, and most women struggle to get diagnosis, or most folks who like can have endometriosis struggle to get diagnosed because you'll go to the doctor and be like, I'm in tremendous pain, and doctors will be like, that's because you menstruate. That's on you. Maybe relax, and then you leave and you just suffer.
Yeah, maybe we should put some more funding towards researching that.
Yeah.
I think bald men can deal. They can deal.
They can deal.
They can fucking
They'll
deal
be
with
fine.
it. Just wear a wig, idiot. This question comes from Andrew Merkel. What should I name my band? And I think he should name it Oi Bones.
No, that's
No, because that's ours.
He did name his band, though. It's called Barn Shed.
Oh, damn.
It's
Man.
got a really cool logo, though. It's like a sheep.
What's your name, Ham? What
My
would you name a band?
What's my name?
What's your
What
name?
would you
What's
name a
my
band?
name?
What's your name?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
I think I have one.
I'm not. What are you? What do you
Okay, so in law school,
Oh.
we would read a lot of opinions from this judge because
Mhm.
the judges write the opinions, and he wrote a lot during like a really crucial time in the U.S. I think he was from like New York or something, and it was during like the early 20th century, and his name was Learned Hand.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Ooh.
And he had a cousin who was also a judge whose name was Noble Hand.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And so I feel like a band named Justice Learned Hand
Oh, hell yeah.
is
That's
kind of a
pretty-
That's
bad
fucking
name.
badass.
that is pretty good.
I think Tough Nut to Crack would be kind of cool.
That's kind of a good one. And then
Dude.
especially if it's like tough nut to crack and it looks like a penis.
I was thinking a peanut. Like a peanut. Like
I like my
Planters.
idea more.
I could gather. Bonnie, what's your band name?
I don't
What should Andrew
know.
Merkel name his band?
He should name his band Andrew Merkel.
Andrew Merkel's Variety Hour?
What if it was like backwards?
Merkel Andrew.
Or like
Andrew
Lek
Merkel and the
Rim.
Andrew Merkels.
Who
I
up
can't say-
Merkel in it?
I
Who
can't
up
say
Merkin
Merkel.
it?
well, Merkin it.
You know that meme of like, oh, I'm jaking it?
Oh, I'm jaking it so
Oh,
good.
I'm murking it. Oh, I'm murking it. Anyway, Andrew Merkel, that's what you should name your band. I'm murking it.
I'm
I'm
Merkin it.
it.
So this is a question that I submitted.
Uh-oh.
And it's what is the hardest / easiest and most fun / most fucked up and evil part of working on the zine each month? So what's the hardest part of the zine every month for you guys?
My hardest part genuinely is at the beginning when I'm trying to identify what I want to write about. 'Cause sometimes it changes. Like maybe I will do it about the JFK files just 'cause I fucking love JFK. Not JFK the person, JFK the part where his head blows
The
up.
idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The idea of John Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
The idea of what if his head just did that?
Exactly.
I saw a meme today of that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The JFK files. And it's like, his head just kind of did that.
The easiest part I would say is I proofread at the end. Proofreading's pretty easy. And also I rewrite my articles like 3 or 4 times before I submit
That's
them.
crazy. I read it once in like an hour and then I'm done.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's genuinely.
Well, because it's usually stuff I really like have a lot of passion for, so
Well,
it just
same.
spills out.
I write it and then I wait a while and I reread it and then I rewrite it and then I rewrite it again and then I usually rewrite it a 4th time.
That's fucked up.
That's not fucked up. That's completely
That's
normal. That's not fucked up.
So is that your easiest or your hardest part?
That's the rewriting is easy because
Okay.
it's like I just need to. A lot of the times, my initial write through is like very scattered because it's like here's all
I've
the
noticed.
here's all the ideas I have. I want to put them somewhere, and then the rewrite is like organizing that and making something linear. And usually that's pretty easy. Like I feel like usually by the time I get to like the 2nd or 3rd rewrite, I'm like this already like all of the pieces are here. I just need to reorganize them.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
So that's the easiest.
That's the easiest.
What's the hardest?
Picking my ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most fun?
Oh, that's a good question. I like writing genuinely. It's hard to start, but once I get the ball rolling, I'm all set. I also love obsessively researching, and pretty much everything I write about needs obsessive research. So that's pretty great. Like for the April issue, I wrote an article on like individuals who made a difference, and basically the thing was like, oh, maybe everybody can be a change maker.
I skimmed that yesterday. It's very good.
Thanks. Thank you for skimming my work.
Because I didn't know if it was done or not. I knew you said it was.
Yeah. Sometimes I change them
I
because I get
know.
nervous.
Sometimes you say that, and I look at the dock, and it's like half empty. And I'm like, okay, they're
I'm
going
ready
through
for
something.
You got this. We believe in you.
I like researching, so that's pretty fun. The most fucked up and evil part by far is the first write through, where I'm like, this sucks. I hate myself. I need to quit. And then I finish it, and a while later, I'm like, never mind. That was really fun.
was a fun time.
Yeah.
Boner, what's the hardest part of your workload?
Okay, so my workload, I don't know if you knew this, is a lot different than the other two because I just draw.
Wowzers.
But I just really fucking hate coloring. I'm gonna be real.
Really?
I
It's
hate
funny
it so
because
much.
you were the one that insisted on moving to coloring.
Well, yeah, because we're online,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, but
a
the
bunch
way
of our other
I
stuff's in
think
color.
the way I do, the way I format everything is with the online, not even in mind.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Like
Genuinely.
I do everything for I think the print edition is just cooler.
Yeah. Well,
It
I
is
know.
cooler.
I don't know. I feel like most people read us online, because it's. I think.
We've been getting rid of a lot of copies and
Yeah.
um,
I do
physically
like
nowadays.
seeing. I know that you hate coloring, but I do like seeing it colored because it's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
The
You
color is
always,
very nice.
It
Yeah.
looks so much better when it's colored, but I hate doing it so much.
You always do like a phenomenal job.
It
It's crazy.
sucks so much though. It's my least favorite part.
We do very good. Then what's the easiest part?
The easiest and most fun are like the same part for me.
Nice.
I really like doing like the first sketch of stuff.
The first sketches are always
It's so much.
so good,
It's so much fun.
It's crazy because they'll send us something and they'll be like, "This is just a rough sketch I did."
and it's like the Mona
It's like
Lisa.
perfect. Yeah.
And I'm like, change nothing.
Yeah.
This
Just
looks
put that in the
fucking
scene,
great.
Yeah.
It's so fun though. I like when I can just like get into my flow state or whatever. And I just start doing it and I'm having a good time, whatever. I can definitely feel the difference or like see the difference in my art whenever I'm respectfully drawing something that I really, really like drawing or when
Yeah.
I'm drawing something I really don't want to draw.
Yeah.
Not don't want to
We can
draw.
tell.
Not don't want to draw. It's just something that I'm not having as much fun with.
Yeah.
You know?
We can tell too.
Yeah, I know.
And like the least fun, the most fucked up and evil.
Yeah. Like the anniversary cover where it's like all of us sitting at the table and Mr. Bones holding
Yeah.
the rose. That was really fun.
I love that
Yeah.
cover
And then
so much.
the cover from I don't remember what month it is, but it's the one where we're like outside with the city in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and like Indigo sitting on the brick wall, whatever.
The spray paint one.
I fucking hated that cover.
February
I
February
hated
of
it
last
so
year.
much. That was February.
That's wild how long ago
God.
that was.
That
Or
was
it's
so long ago.
February or March.
I don't remember.
Maybe
I thought it was
March.
like June or July. I'm gonna be real.
June and July were
'Cause we
dope
always-
ass covers.
We always do
remember. Oh yeah.
Pride for June.
Yeah, June was
and
the
then
Soviet
July. I thought July was the
cowboy.
cowboy one.
Cowboy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that one
Which
was
is a
pretty
good
good.
one.
That was a good
I-
issue.
That was a good issue.
That was peak issue.
I
guys.
interviewed Cancer Merchant, Figurine.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I drew a cowboy. I
We
drew a
love
horse.
we love when you draw cowboys.
I drew a horse
You
with like a
love
little
drawing
Mr.
cowboys.
Bones on his
It
face.
was so cute.
It was so
It
cute.
was cute.
My hardest part, interviews. Because
Yeah.
it's hard to decide who. Well, no, it's easy to decide who I want to interview. It's hard to transcribe it all because I don't think the boners know this, but the way I do it is whenever I'm interviewing someone, I record it on my phone, the audio, and then I have to spend 400 hours listening back to this audio and typing it out in real time. And people always tell me like, "Oh, use like this like text to speech AI thing." I'm like, they're not gonna know.
Sometimes it does mess up.
Some of like, they're gonna
Yeah.
mess up on the basic sentences, and they're not gonna understand the name of this band.
Yeah.
Like when I interviewed Cheap Perfume, there's this band called Abracastabia, which
Oh,
That's
yeah.
iconic.
the recording thought was like at cab star boo, and I'm like, no, they're not gonna know the nuances of the human language.
Or like for me, I did an interview with a representative from Save Our Centers for KU once, and I did an app, and I would like go through and like look at the like transcription or whatever, and the app was convinced me and Monty Protest are the same person.
Mhm.
So the app was like, "This is all one guy. Like this is just one dude talking for like a long time," and it's like, "Babe, no."
That's funny.
It's like that, and there are nuances in the way that we format or I format text. Like when I bold a band name, which I do for people can listen to those bands.
Love.
The easiest part of the zine, probably like interviewing people. Like when I'm actually sat down with them,
Mhm.
that's pretty easy. Sometimes it's very anxiety inducing.
Yeah. I think you're getting better at it
I'm definitely getting better. I
and
feel
like
better.
more comfortable with it.
I'm interviewing virgins tonight for the EP.
Crazy.
which is funny because the first time I interviewed them was also for the April issue. So it's been a year.
That's crazy.
And like that's the interview I feel like I fumbled the most.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I did a really bad job.
Well, it would have been early, wouldn't
Mhm.
it? Like in the
Uh,
lifespan of Oy
Yeah,
Bones.
but it's also like I could have just done so much better. So tonight's my chance to redeem myself.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck you.
The first interview was probably totally fine. You'll walk in and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Bones, you did such a good job last time. Thank you so much for interviewing us."
I've interviewed all of those members at least 3 times.
That's
I'm about to interview Ian for like the 4th time.
that's crazy.
He's one of the
Dude,
guitarists.
How many questions do you have for them, man?
I haven't written any of the questions yet.
Oh my
That's for after the podcast.
wild.
Um,
What's the most fun?
most fun.
If you say interviews again,
Certain interviews are really fun, but also I think the most fun thing is publishing it
really?
because I get to be done like the last like 2 or 3 days of working on it.
Mhm.
Because then it's like, oh my god, everything comes together.
Yeah.
Finally, like I'm getting the art for these, so I can like finish the formatting. Can you shut the fuck up? Boner is making a very shocked face.
Got called out so hard
Yeah,
the
because-
last 2 days.
Boner's style of getting us things is like when we start work, we're like, okay, one at a time, deadlines. And then Boner will do like maybe one thing on time and then the other like 4 or 5 or 6 arts in like the last week.
That's how I roll, dude.
I
Yeah.
know. And then you stress yourself out so much.
Yeah, you're
we
the most
beg-
stressed about
We
it.
beg you to like be nicer to yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, dude, trust.
I haven't. This is gonna sound really sad. I do like drawing for War Bones. I haven't drawn like stuff I want to draw in like a very long time.
We had a whole month break.
Yeah, I took a break.
But the most fun is like certain interviews and like just seeing everything done. It's like, great, dude, this is solid. This is dope. I can't wait for people to read this. And then I can't wait for people to not read this.
Can't
and
wait
then-
for people to ignore this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't
Hell
wait
yeah.
for people to be like, "Oh, fucking not again, dude."
I'm
I'm not reading 60 pages again.
The worst part of Oy Bones is, I don't know.
Indigo.
No,
No.
strong disagree.
I think it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes the printing place fucks us.
That's real.
Yeah, that's very
Um,
true.
And it's always expensive.
Yeah.
So, in an ideal world, there's like someone out there who just has like so much money and just loves us and will go like, here's $300 to print, darling. I
And
go,
then they give us little forehead kisses.
and I
They
go,
do.
thank you. I will use this money to print.
They say tickle.
This one comes from Aaron Cly. This was shortly after he kicked me during a show.
Good.
I'll tell that story, but
Deserved, I think.
the question is play by play. How does it feel to be kicked by a performer? It's because we were at the show and he had his partner and introduced us. It's like, this is the dude that does the zines. So I said, Aaron, it's pronounced zines. You dipshit. He's like, dude, I don't care. It's zines, bro. Like fucking with me. We were riffing together. And I was like, dude, I'm going to fucking kick your ass. I said, I'm going to kick your ass. You better watch out during the Yay pit.
Sure.
The Yay, the math rock
Love
duo.
Yay.
Oh my, I love Yay,
I
guys.
love
True.
Yay.
Because the bit was like, there's not going to be a mosh pit during Yay.
Sure.
He's like, dude, I'm gonna fucking kick you during the breakdown in our set because he's in Verrect, the metalcore band. He says, dude, bring it on. And so during the set, there was a breakdown where only the guitarist was playing, and he like comes out because the house venue was small, and it's like they were playing like a kitchen, and then he walked out into the living room and just like kicked me in the chest. It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt.
In the chest? I didn't
Yeah, it
know
was
that.
like
That's
like the
wild.
shoulder, like between the chest and the stomach.
Yeah, sure.
where
I'm
it-
impressed he could get his leg up that high.
He's a big dude,
I
like
don't think-
tall dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he did it, and then yeah, it didn't hurt. It was just
Yeah.
cool.
Good.
Because I like the energy that Verrect has because they get involved
Love.
in the pit. There's the tour box show in like December. He tripped over the monitors to like kick people's asses. And so
That's insane.
play by play, how does it feel? It was dope. Like, dude, this is sick. That like the bassist was like running into the pit and fucking with people.
I love Verrect so much.
and then-
They're like one of my favorite Wichita bands, if
They're
not
dope.
my favorite.
They're
They're
dope. Ooh.
they're so good.
I love them. And so yeah, it was kind of dope. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, Aaron.
I've only ever like downloaded music from 2 bands before. I usually just listen to them on Spotify. It
Yeah.
was The Pedals and
Love.
Verrect.
Love.
I love them both so much though. They're so good.
Hold on, I got a cough. Cough break.
Every
Like-
time you mute it, I hope you know it's still coming into both of our
Yeah,
mics.
I watched the sound levels and
Yeah.
it peaked on both of your guys' mics.
Yeah. So when you mute yourself, it doesn't do a whole lot.
Let's mute everybody.
That's what you
Uh,
ought to do.
Yeah.
Next question. comes from an anonymous person because they're not a public figure. 1 billion lions versus every Pokemon.
Every Pokemon.
Yeah, every Pokemon.
That's such a every Pokemon.
I'm gonna say it right now. Every Pokemon.
every Pokemon.
That's a lot of lions.
That's a lot of lions.
That's
but like
the only
every
argument.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
How many Pokemon are there?
Over 1,000.
Yeah.
Are we talking about every Pokemon and every evolution?
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fuck ton of
Those are different
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because like think of like earthquake and shit.
Yeah.
And some
And,
of them like spew fire.
Some of them are like God.
Yeah.
So I'm
and
like.
a lot of them get like
yeah.
terrain control,
Mm-hmm.
and like they can just cover a lot of area. That,
Yeah.
And they have magic. Fun
Yeah.
fact about lions.
Yeah.
no
No
magic.
No magic. Yeah, but fun fact about lions: they're fucking lions.
And like
And
a lot
there's
of these
a
guys.
Billion. That's like.
Then a lot of these guys can fly though.
That is a
And,
lot
like,
of lions.
just, like, do
li-
but
moves.
how much time of a day are lions sleeping? Because they're just cats.
That's true. Lions do sleep a
They're
lot.
just big old cats.
Yeah. So me and Indigo say Pokemon. What do you say, Boner?
I don't know. I was asked this question before.
Which is a crazy fun fact.
I don't fucking know, dude. Because the person who asked me this question was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask this question," and I was like, "I have to think about the answer for this." 'Cause I genuinely don't know,
Lions sleep up to 21 hours each day.
dude. Me too.
Dude, Pokemon,
Same.
man. My Pokemon have never slept in any game.
No.
I keep them
Yes,
bitches
yes, they
up.
do.
I keep them up.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but the wild cat that has the like most consistent or like the highest kill rate is like this little tiny desert
Yes.
cat. So I don't know what a lion's like even kill rate is. Lion's kill rate
I don't think it's like.
25 to 30%.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think it's
Oh,
like.
not that good.
Low.
Yeah.
Have we
think
convinced
it's
you,
very high.
Himbo? Think about
I
Arceus, bro.
guess. Yeah.
Think
I
about,
guess.
dude, you know how many Pokemon have like spikes and stealth rocks
It's
and
true.
toxic
That's
spikes?
true.
Think
And
toxic
a lot
spikes?
of Pokemon are also just bigger than lions.
Yeah.
But a lot of the things
Groudon?
lions eat are also bigger than them.
Think about all the like, dude, Kyogre.
I love.
This is the cat with the highest kill rate.
That's so
It's
beautiful.
called a black-footed
I
cat.
want
Sorry,
him.
guys. you
He's a
can't
little
see it.
guy.
He kind of looks like Spud.
I want to name him Georgie.
He's
Maybe-
smaller than Spud.
Maybe that's what Spud is.
That would explain so much, genuinely.
I don't know. I guess the logical side of me is saying lions, just because that's a lot of lions. But that's like
fair.
that's like the only like.
That's the
argument that
only
I have.
argument.
I will give
Yeah.
that to you. That is a lot of lions.
It's a
Like
lot
they
of
would just
lions.
outlast the Pokemon
Yeah.
because there's just more of them.
Yeah, but I do have a lot of faith in the Pokemon because that's a lot of Pokemon and they're like good.
Goated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question. Who is the hardest boner? Aside from me.
Who is the
What do you- like,
hardest
what do you mean
boner?
Like
by
the
that?
biggest boner. Like the biggest supporter. The biggest
clear it up.
supporter
The
of
biggest
Bones.
okay.
I have a couple answers for this one.
I don't know.
I think our OG biggest boner was Indigo's mom.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think since then it's probably like Clayton or Sav
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
or
was gonna say.
Maurice and Morgan from the cookie store.
Yes, they are consistently so kind to us.
Ex-
They are
exactly.
very kind to us. I love
Whenever
them
anybody
dearly.
says anything about the cookie store, I'm like, they're really nice to me.
I love them dearly.
I remember one of the first times I went to the annex, I like was a little baby and I didn't understand how big Oi Bones was.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that as big as it is now at the time, but it was
Right.
like people still were into it. And I was like walking over to the annex, and I didn't know who Clayton and Sav were, which was like how
I don't
dare
think I would-
you know.
Recognize them.
They're the two kind. You know them.
Yeah.
They have
Yes.
they have an aura of kindness
Oh,
and
They are
bright
very
soul to
kind.
them.
adore.
And I think Sav was walking behind me. It was like, "Oh my God, hi Hambone," and I was like, "I don't know
Who the fuck are you?
who are you?" And I like after James told me who that was, I felt bad, but I was like,
Yeah.
I just got recognized. That's
That's
insane.
crazy.
I was like, I'm gonna lose my mind actually.
Sometimes when I used to go to like so many shows, I get recognized, but like I never talk to people because it's like, oh, you're the guy that does the zine, but like not enough to like have a conversation.
yeah.
I'll get so tired of it. I'm just like, yes,
Yes.
I
I'm
do
the
zine.
zine guy.
But now it's like, oh, you're Bones. I'm like, yeah.
Uh.
And then that we like have a conversation like
Yeah.
human beings. Like that's great.
If anybody ever walked up to me and they're like, "Oh, you do the zine," I would be dead on the spot.
If I like wore my button out and somebody saw it and was like, "Oh my God, I love that zine," I would be like, what do you mean?
I get recognized at AMC a lot.
That's
like half
crazy.
the staff at that movie theater reads Oi Bones.
That's crazy.
Like I was getting like my partner was buying me popcorn once.
I love that.
The person was like saw like my patch or something. Was like, oh, are you from Oi Bones? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, dude, I love that. I'm like, that's great. Can I have free popcorn?
Can you give me food popcorn, please?
Can you buy me popcorn?
And then
for
like
Oi
another
Bones?
time I went there and I was like buying the tickets for like Godzilla or something.
Dude, fuck
Bones is obsessed with
I
Godzilla.
love Godzilla.
Just a
dude.
general fact.
And then the person was like, also saw my Oi Bones patch and was like, oh, dude, you read Oi Bones too? I love that. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's dope, cool.
Did you say you write it?
No. No, but my partner was with me, and my partner was like, that's Bones. And the guy was like, whoa.
I'm picturing your partner leaning across the thing, being like,
That's how it was.
"That's so funny."
And the guy was like, whoa.
Aw,
But it's
that's so
cool.
sweet.
Soon I am going to take over that entire AMC
Good.
with
As you should.
boners so that I can, you
Did
know,
you know AMC is based out of like Leawood, Kansas?
that's
I
crazy.
didn't.
It's like
I
started
love
in
AMC.
Leawood, Kansas.
Zine workshop in the AMC.
In the
theaters.
AMC, please.
They got me like,
Let's film our next episode and just have it in the
Yes.
movie theater.
You can watch it
I thought
live.
about doing like a CD run of our first episode because
That'd be
Dude.
so cute.
that'd be
crazy.
hilarious.
I'd buy 50.
It's horrible.
I would keep it in my car.
We have
Same.
we have one question left, and then we can evaluate time.
What is this question?
This question comes from the Figurina band account,
Okay.
and it just says Stepped On. I like Stepped On. They're a power violence band.
Oh, I think I've seen them. Have I?
No,
Okay, I have not seen them.
we have not seen Stepped On. Boner might have seen Stepped
I was
On.
gonna say, I think I've seen them. I think I liked them.
I like Stepped On quite a
Yeah.
bit.
I don't. I'm a bad zinester. I haven't been to a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Figurine and Stepped On are putting out a split. Hopefully,
Ooh.
I read about that in the most recent Landlocked.
Mm-hmm.
I adore the Delirium Ferris Wheel Regulars split.
Oh
a very
my
good split.
god!
I adore that album.
I love it so much.
They do
It's-
not like the Delirium boys. Don't like the split
Really?
because they're like, dude, they fucking the Ferris Wheel boys. They clown on us so hard because, like, I talked to Nico about. It, he's like, dude, their songs are so much better
Oh.
because they're just.
It's just such a. It's no.
I think all the songs are really good.
Yeah.
First
I
of all, I
think-
think they're all good, but I think I have like the Delirium songs. I'm a playlister. I obsessively make playlists. I have a playlist called
We know.
I'm Alone on a Highway, and I think I have the Delirium songs on that, but not the Ferris Wheel regular songs. I think the Ferris
Dude.
Wheel
You heard it
regular
here
songs.
first, folks. Live on air.
Let me
Yeah.
look at the split. Hold on.
The split's really good.
I need to look at it on Spotify.
They had some really solid songs.
It's really good.
It's just 4 songs, but it's really good.
Oh wait, I think I downloaded this one too.
But no,
Maybe. I don't
the
remember.
Delirium boys are like, dude, they outdid us so hard, and it's like, no, dude,
No,
you guys are good.
you're
too.
both really good. Like, that's the
It is
beauty
a
of
very
it.
good split.
It's
I
such a good
quite
split.
loved it. I still love it to this day. I listen to it sometimes.
Well, then the Stepped-On figurine split will be very good, and I will not listen to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I
I
need
like my
Figurine
ears.
and Stepped On to both put out a full length album
Yeah.
because the thing about power violence bands, dude, songs are like 30 seconds, and then
Yeah.
you're done.
They're out of energy.
But
They
they
use it
had
up.
they had
Dude,
some very good
Do you remember
demos.
the time we went to go to like an Annex show and like the first set was Power Violence? And
It was Stepped On's first show.
that was Stepped On.
Yes.
Dude, okay, I haven't seen Stepped On. It was like 30 minutes into when the show was supposed to start, which is like whatever.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, well, let's just go grab Monsters really quickly.
Because there's a gas station like down the street.
Yeah,
basically.
it was like not even 5 minutes.
Mhm.
It felt like at least not even 5 minutes. We went
that
down
we
there.
were
We came
gone
back.
total.
Yes, total. Like
Not even 2 there, just
5 minutes total.
total elapsed time
Oh my
outside of
gosh.
Annex 1.
that is how it felt. We went to go Monsters. We came back. They were done with their first set.
Like we came in there, we were walking in there, and there was Brody Delirium.
Yeah.
Brody Keep Swinging was by the door, and I was like, "Hey man, have they started yet?" He's like, "They just finished." And I'm like, "You're fucking kidding me."
That's
It was
crazy.
actually genuinely so insane.
And nowadays, Stepped On, they're a lot longer than 5 minutes because they have a really long sample.
That's
Love.
fair.
Slow Burn they played, and they had like a sample from like a David Lynch movie called Blue Velvet, and it lasted like 3 minutes.
Obsessed.
It's so
Obsessed.
the sample's getting like shorter, I think,
Yeah.
but it's a good sample.
Yeah.
That
like-
reminded me.
So
you
now their
should-
set's 8 minutes. Or yeah, 8 minutes.
you talking about Brody from Delirium reminded me that whenever I go to a show, which is rare, Nico from Delirium always talks to me, and I'm always honored. And for the longest time, I was like, I don't know who this is.
Love Nico Delirium.
I have no idea.
He's
but
the homie.
he would always talk to me and always be like, you know, Oi Bones, Indigo, love that you're here. And I would be like, I don't fucking know who you are. Like, I'm so sorry.
Love Nico Delirium.
Okay. Do I get to launch into my last?
Well, let's give Hambone a moment to
Yeah.
have a topic. What do you want to talk about, Hambone?
I don't know. We were talking about the Rizzler earlier, and so I kind of thought about thinking Oh my god, I can't talk. I'm on a podcast and I can't enunciate. I thought about talking about the Costco guys a little bit.
I have
are the
strong
Costco
opinions
guys?
about the Costco guys.
Do you know?
Who- I don't know who
the
they
Costco
are.
guys
Please explain.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, all right. So these two guys,
Uh-huh.
it's like a father and a son,
Oh.
right? It's AJ, Big Boom AJ, and Big Justice.
AJ's the father.
AJ, yeah, Big Boom AJ's the father. I think their like videos really popped off when they went to Costco guys. Or when they went to Costco and they were just doing a whole bunch of shit and being like, we're Costco guys, of course we'd work out with the tires, or like
Yeah.
yeah
Oh.
Of course we have a chicken bake.
yeah, of course we have a chicken bake.
Kind of obsessed.
The double chunk chocolate cookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, those guys, I just adore them. Kind of. They're kind of fallen off, and they kind of have lost the life in their eyes when they make videos now. But I love them. They're so fun. They're funny in like a way that I'm like, why are you doing this?
I have strong opinions about them.
life in
What are
their
you
eyes
doing?
is a wild.
Yeah.
I just think it's just my feelings about childhood,
Yeah.
children and like entertainment.
Yeah.
No, I do agree with that.
Because especially because there's social media, like
Mhm.
there's no regulations like there is for like TVs and movies. Like so they always have to be ready to perform whenever
Yeah.
their dad takes out the camera.
Yeah.
Actually, a fun fact about me is that I wasn't allowed to watch shows that had children in them as actors as a child.
The
So
Door?
I wasn't allowed to watch any live action thing with like children in it,
Mhm.
except for movies. I think just TV shows I wasn't allowed to watch.
It's kind of a slay.
That is
My
kind of
mom
slay.
was like,
I kind of agree with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
my mom was like, they're exploiting these
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
You don't know what they're going through. And then like, you know, within the last few years, like a bunch of child stars have come out to be like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like,
And also,
Exactly.
I feel like if you're a child watching a bunch of shows and you're like not like the kids in the show,
Yeah.
it's gonna like make you want to not be
yeah.
like yourself.
A
when
big
you
one
get
for
older.
me as a kid was that like a lot of I didn't know this super well, but a lot of Disney Channel shows have like romance subplots for
Yeah,
like kids,
yeah.
like and a lot of child actors have their first kiss like on sets and stuff,
Ooh.
or like with co-stars.
Mhm.
And I just didn't watch those shows because I was fucking watching SpongeBob and
Yeah.
Love SpongeBob.
like Fairly Odd Parents and shit.
Love
so
Hell
did
yeah.
not.
Parents.
And for the longest time, I was like, "Is that why I'm Ace?"
Dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did that fuck me up?
I think of all things, that would be the one thing that didn't fuck
Didn't
you up.
fuck me
Yeah.
up.
That's
think there's
probably
so many
a
other
good call, I
things.
think.
That's
That's a good
Is
one,
that- is-
Ham.
yeah. I just don't like.
Yeah.
Well, and the Rizzler. You want to talk about the Rizzler?
Yeah, he's like, I think
I also don't know what that is.
I know a little bit. I know some good Rizzler history.
What is the
what's-
Rizzler?
So it's just this. He's not related to the Costco guys,
Okay.
but he's
Okay.
in like a lot of their videos,
Oh, okay.
and he's just this little fat like first grader,
Oh,
like,
tiny.
chubby kid.
Child.
And there was a video of him in like a Black Panther like Halloween costume that went
Yes.
viral.
You know
He's
me
like, I'm
as
the Black
Riz-
Panther.
I'm the Panther dressed in black.
There's a song.
When I give your girl the wrist rate, there's no chance she's coming back.
And there's just his dad like filming this kid like running around like playing pretend like kids do.
Aw.
And then it went viral. And then for some reason, like he met the Costco guys, and he does this little face.
Aw.
He does a little mute face
It's
where
a little baby.
It's the Riz face.
it's the Riz face, and like I feel really bad about his exploitation
Yeah.
because he's even younger.
He's even
Uh,
younger, and people like make fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and it's
Like, a
yeah.
lot.
and it's awful.
Because he's just a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like there's a video of him from like St. Patrick's Day where he's like in this like green top hat and like
Uh-huh.
a red beard and like a Lucky Charms shirt, like doing what a kid thinks is an Irish jig. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a kid,
Yeah.
and that one like was like, oh, you're just filming this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Like, I
just
don't know.
having fun. Yeah.
The parents, and they're like, ugh, I just don't. It feels icky.
And I know that Big Justice, the
The dad.
no,
The
Oh,
kid.
the kid.
is like super duper into Pokemon cards and like collecting cards. And I've seen so many memes of him like being like excited about the cards that he gets in the packs.
Oh.
And people are just like, oh, look at this fucking guy. He's like yelling and crying over this Pokemon card. And I'm like, he's like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
deserves a childhood.
This
yeah.
is the most exciting thing
Yeah.
because he's 11 and
That's
also
how-
because it's exciting.
Yeah, that's how I react when I open packs in my Pokemon card game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I react when I, get a really good sandwich at
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ham will text me something that they got in Pokemon Go and I'll be like, I don't know
No,
what
it's
this means.
it's the trading card game.
Sorry.
I got like the gold Arceus like a little bit ago.
You were
and I
so
was
excited about that, and I
is
sent it to everybody.
Yeah.
I did send it to everybody.
Yeah.
So I got it. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I know that game.
Yeah, I got it. I did not.
Yeah.
I was like, shiny.
I was like,
Ooh, golden.
yeah.
holy fuck,
Good
guys. It
job.
was the best moment of my life, I think.
You know, the Rizzler just hangs out with these like 2 people that aren't related to him,
Mm-hmm.
That's
the
kinda
Costco
crazy.
guys. And they do shit like this.
Are
Well,
they
I'm
all
pretty
the
sure it
same
was because
Is he friends with the son? Maybe are they
Yeah.
the same age, kind of?
No.
Big,
Oh,
I think
Big
there's just
Justice.
2 children that went viral around the same time.
yeah.
Big Justice saw the Rizzler's Black Panther video and was like, I want to make videos with this guy. He looks like he's fun to hang out with,
Yeah.
whatever. And so they just became friends,
Cute.
basically. But
Cute.
like they just make videos together now.
That's actually how we all met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, the dad in the, Big AJ, he's been trying to like get viral for like years. Like
Oh,
there's
wow.
videos of him like in a grocery store with like one of those kid backpacks, like
Oh.
baby backpacks, and
Yeah.
it's fucking AJ in there
Oh,
as like a 2-year-old.
that's crazy. That is
Um,
crazy to be for that to be what you gun for because it's so finicky.
Mhm.
You know, like it's not about actual success. It's just like sort of a shot in the pan. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
you just get lucky.
And like, dude, the dad also tried to be like a wrestler back in the day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Tried to
his-
be like a WWE wrestler.
And his
That's
name was
wild.
Big Justice.
Yeah.
And that's why he calls his kid AJ Big Justice.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Or his kid Big Justice.
I was gonna
Which
say
is
he's AJ.
insane.
I guess at least their real names maybe aren't on the internet.
Yeah,
I
they're
hope
not.
Yeah.
It's like their mom's name is like Mama Justice or whatever.
Love.
Yeah,
That's
they-
I
cute.
think their sister's name is out there. I think they just call her Ashley. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
Mama
This is-
Justice, Big Justice, Daddy Justice, Ashley.
No,
Big
the dad's Big Boom AJ.
Boom
actually.
AJ.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's his new wrestling name because he's actually a successful wrestler
That's
because of the
crazy.
Costco guy stuff.
That's
yeah, they're in like
crazy.
AEW or something.
Um,
Oh yeah, they do.
wild.
They have the scale of how they rate things.
Uh-huh.
How many big booms he gets.
Oh.
5 being the best.
I've
Uh-huh.
seen people.
yeah, they're the Big
Boom.
Boom guys.
I've seen people comment under things. They'll be like, "This gets 2 big booms," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"I don't know what the fuck this means."
Um,
Like-
They also do like the cameo stuff where you can pay them to make
Yes.
videos, whatever. And I think it was either doing that or like on a live stream or something. Somebody like commented or requested and was like, "Yeah, my brother just died," you know. And then Big AJ was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, your brother just passed away. He gets 5 big booms," and they did the boom thing.
I mean, boom, 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 boom. They-
No, the last boom, they go ba 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 boom.
Oh.
That's very important.
Emma
That-
just
No,
did the,
it was-
the
I mean,
finger
I
up
guess
note
what do
emoji.
you do? You know,
Yeah,
like
no, it was crazy.
that's wild.
It is. I saw a TikTok of like Big Justice when he goes to college, and it's like him in like a frat house, like snorting coke, and the person recording is like, "How does that make you feel?"
Whoa,
He's
guys.
like, "Dude, shut the fuck up! I'm not doing the booms. Fuck off." It is like being like an angsty. Yeah,
Mhm.
I fear for that guy.
That's fair.
That's gotta suck.
I think to close this out, I think we should cover the local music stuff that hasn't made it in the zine.
Oh yeah, we took a big break. One big break. We took a we took a break in March, and so this is just me like I haven't had time to like talk about a lot of releases.
No, we did all need the break.
We did need the break,
It
yeah.
was
the break.
so needed and wonderful.
So
And
music
very
stuff.
good.
What's been happening? Clawed Out is a band now,
Mm-hmm.
formerly No Boys.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that's what happened.
Yeah, Clawed Out. It's still Liz and Caden. Liz on guitars and backing vocals instead of main vocals, and Caden on drums. Caden is also in Verrucht. And then
Cool.
they brought on Leo, formerly of like Flatlining and Meow more recently.
Cool.
And now Leo's doing vocals. And it's a really tight sound.
Well,
Complete rebrand. The sound is different, but still has like its ties in the No Boys era. They're really good. They released a 8-track, I believe, demo tape.
wow, that's
of-
impressive.
It's like demos of their upcoming EP
Cool.
that's set to release here soonish. So I'm gonna review the EP in the zine when it comes out. And I wanted to do the demo tape, but it's like, it's demos, and the
Yeah.
better version's gonna come out in like a month or 2. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna wait. That was pretty good. I really liked it. I'd say like 8 or 9 out of 10.
Damn.
just
shout
because
out
of, like,
Plot Out. That's
the
crazy.
the quality. It's the points that drops, but it's gonna come out as a better version here soon. I went to that good show with Logan JPG and
Mhm.
Maurice Anthony. Maurice is having a compilation album out soon
Ooh.
of like just like remastered, I think, tracks
cool.
from their whole career,
Ooh.
which is insane because her career is like fucking huge,
Yeah, that's massive.
like insane levels.
That's so impressive.
Virgins' Knife EP came out recently. I'm interviewing them tonight about that.
Cool.
That'd be lovely.
I really liked it. That's a 10 out of 10 album or EP. The recording quality is fantastic.
Crazy.
It's the first record that Paul DiGiovanni has ever mastered.
I was gonna ask who produced it.
Mhm.
That's
He
crazy.
has done like a lot of recording and some mixing,
Mhm.
but he's never mastered a record, and this was his first time doing it, and it sounded fucking great.
He's probably the best in the Wichita area.
Yeah, and we have a lot of great other audio engineers coming up, like Luke Penner,
Cool.
drums in Delirium, is in school for the same thing that Paul was,
Cool.
audio engineering.
Fun fact: I had a class with him my freshman year before I knew who he was.
That's
and then I went
crazy.
to like my first Delirium show, and I was like,
Guy from class.
"Holy shit, bro!"
He's recording some stuff right now. He recorded Joy Like a Knife here recently.
Ooh.
They're not out yet, but they made a post about it. At least 10 tracks on something,
Wow.
which that is usually about an album length,
Yeah, that's huge.
which would be cool. Joy Like a Knife is it's like an emo band.
Cool.
It's Ryder Cahill is main vocals in it, and guitar. And then we got Matt Bianco from First Regulars, drummer.
Cool.
Mhm.
Some of the best drums in Wichita. He's drumming in that. Brody is in guitars in that too,
Love.
and supporting vocals on a couple songs. And they got Joe, just a guy named Joe. I don't think he's in any of the other bands, and if he is, I apologize. He's in bass in that. It's a pretty good band.
Cool.
I like them.
You mentioned a Joe being in a band, and I thought you were talking about Joe Simpson for a minute.
I
And I
love
was
Joe
so
Simpson.
fucking hyped.
I
I was like,
love,
we need to put this man in another band.
love Joe
Please,
Simpson.
God, dude.
I need him in more bands.
I will start a band with Joe Simpson. I will do
You
that.
can start a straight edge band with Joe Simpson.
There you go.
I'll do that.
He's trying to do straight edge bands.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll
Ooh.
figure out how to play instruments like this. I can play tuba in a straight edge band.
I was gonna say Ham plays like 15 instruments.
Not really.
Ham plays tuba, piano,
Not
guitar,
Really. Not really.
bass.
Yeah, this is the
Really?
issue. This is Hammond is like 50% playing all these instruments
I believe that
and will
Ham
not commit to anything.
can play them incredibly.
I believe Hammond can play them adequately.
Yeah.
I
And
could.
I would
if
say
I,
above
if you
average.
like-
tried really hard.
I
could
believe
probably
Hambone can
bass
play
well enough.
any Taylor Swift, anything.
Ugh.
That's my convinced.
I
That's my
believe
level
Hammond
of
could actually. If
music
Hammond
artistry.
would like sit down and try, Hammond could be great.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
the
just
thing-
don't though.
Yeah,
And this is from
Yeah.
somebody who likes Taylor Swift.
Yikes.
I really
that's
like
the
her.
horrible
just
thing.
like-
I love her.
I like
She's
playing
pretty.
wind instruments a lot more than I like playing like string or like percussion instruments. I
I'm-
do want to
Join
play
a ska
drums,
band.
Yeah.
but
Or
I
just
don't
join
know.
a band that's like is what you want it to be.
Yeah,
Play the
I don't know.
piccolo, dude.
I can't do that. I try to play flute. I know Boss remembers that. I still have the flute. I need to give it back.
Why
to my friend.
can't you play flute?
It's hard. I could if I'd practice more, but
I hate
don't.
practicing. That's why I don't play an
Yeah,
instrument.
I also live in an apartment, so I'm afraid
Yeah.
to practice.
Yeah, that's
So,
fair.
yeah.
Actually, I'll
Yeah.
give you that one.
Yeah.
How do
What's some other music stuff? Joaquin Fox recently re-released his debut album. We're making a run of CDs for that here soon.
I literally, for a second, my brain was like Joaquin Phoenix. Got
Yeah.
it. And then I was like, why
the
are we
guy that
talking
plays the
about Joaquin
Joker? What the
Phoenix?
fuck?
Joker?
The Joker?
Let's see. Rail G is coming out with Miles Vegas.
Rail G
Really?
follows me on Instagram. It's huge to
Well,
me.
no way. Does
I
Rosie
know.
follow me?
He's
I
putting
doubt
out his first solo album here soonish.
Good for him. Congrats.
We're gonna have a black metal band here soon in Wichita.
Woo! Incredible.
TF Bundy's currently recording in Athens, Georgia.
it. He does follow me. Or they do follow me.
We're loved.
Let's see what's going on in town, guys.
What's the metal band called? Do they have a name?
Let me check. I have to check one specific guy's Instagram post where he put it as a hashtag. Fuck, dude. Think about black metal. I don't know how to pronounce any of the names. Shohinshin? I'm probably saying that wrong. Shuinshin? It's the hashtag there.
Oh, Shinshin.
Shinshin.
Shinshin. That's
Okay.
a town in Kansas.
Oh, hey, cool.
Yeah.
Sawi. That's coming out hopefully soon. What's going on, guys? Yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of off the top of my head.
That's pretty sick. That's a lot, though. I'm
Ferris
impressed
wheel's
you
on
know
tour
that.
right now.
Good for them.
I
Oh
know.
yeah, I saw them in I saw they posted on their story. They were in Kansas City.
That's
They like
huge.
posted a picture of the Ferris wheel in Kansas City.
Huge.
And they were like, I don't remember what they said. They were like, interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. That reminds me of something else.
I think that's everything I can think of for local music stuff.
I love to hear it.
Yeah.
It's really like I never would have known how diverse and active the local scene was if it wasn't for the zine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like
great.
my own failure, but that's true. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's the easiest way to actually know is to invest yourself
yeah,
in, like, go at it with a reason.
yeah.
Do we have any final notes or shout outs? I have a lot of shout outs, but I want you guys to go first because of that reason.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no.
Everybody who has followed us and has supported us, I love you all dearly. You are all so kind, and I cannot thank you enough.
Yes. I'd like to thank
We have
the
too many
Academy.
Instagram followers.
How many do we have?
Too many.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you want- do you want the
legit-
official count?
Sure.
As
Official
of
count, as
recording this, 1,273. I know. That's too many eyes. That's like, dude, so many eyes.
That's like
Yeah.
double the eyes.
Well, we don't know that.
considering, yeah, considering everything.
On average, we don't know how many pirates follow us.
That's true.
That's true.
I drew a pirate the other day with 2 eye patches.
My dad
Sorry.
can
That's
This is
funny.
Totally
I like that.
unrelated. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, any shout outs, guys?
My shout out is.
You can have multiple. If you
Oh,
want.
you have multiple?
I said
Oh.
you can have multiple.
I don't really know that I really have. I want to shout out the TV show Bob's Burgers.
Oh my
Love Bob's
god.
Burgers.
Obsessed with Bob's Burgers.
Big fan.
A fun fact about the zine. Everybody who writes it loves Bob. Everybody who works on the zine is obsessed with Bob
Yeah,
Burgers.
yeah.
The first, I like, well, sometimes, when the zine was first starting out, I used Snapchat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've transitioned mostly to Instagram now. But like sometimes I'll see like the Snapchat memories. And from the first ever interview I ever did, there's a Snapchat memory of me like transcribing it and watching Bob Burgers.
Dude,
Love.
I
In my
love
dorm.
Bob's Burgers. I
Obsessed
was
with
watching that literally like last night.
It's a
Obsessed with
fantastic
Bob's
show.
Burgers. Obsessed with Bob's Burgers. I also want to say that if you have the opportunity, there's a new documentary out called No Other Land that's about Palestine.
Ooh.
I saw it at the Chicago Film Festival because I'm the worst person in the world, and
Don't say that about yourself.
I like
Mhm.
movies and I like to travel to see little movies. So if you get the opportunity to see it, it also won the Oscar for documentary, best documentary.
Hell yeah.
It deserved
Amazing.
it. It was incredible.
If the soundboard worked, there's an applause. And I would have used it right there.
Thanks, awesome.
There's me
I
clapping.
know it's playing in Lawrence, but it maybe it's playing like at AMC's and stuff. If you get the
I
opportunity.
would.
to see it.
I would.
Big
see
fan of
that.
AMC. Like I said, mention our name to make friends at AMC. I was going to say like for 10% off.
Yeah.
But I don't think big man AMC would love us saying
I
that.
think I know somebody that works at AMC. And if
That's
she ever
crazy.
comes up to me and is like, "Hey, you're an Bones," I think I would explode.
Same. So I think that's all mine. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
My turn to be pretentious with the shout outs.
Woohoo!
First up, shout out Team Uncut, Maurice and Morgan.
Yes.
Adore.
You guys, they're basically the inspiration for this.
Absolutely.
Like I said, this has always been like a crackpot idea of me and
Yes.
Indigo of just like, ha ha ha, funny.
it would
what
be
if we
so
had a
much fun if we had a
podcast?
podcast.
Mhm.
And then like seeing them doing it and listening to them every week is like, dude, we could so do a
We could do a
podcast.
podcast.
And Morgan, Alexis was very kind in helping me just give me some background information on how they operate
Love.
to do this. So that was very nice. Again, they're like very supportive people.
Ah, I
So
adore
shout out them. Shout out the Cookie Store. Go follow them. Go to their shows. They're very fun times. Very good hip hop and rap artists.
Mhm.
Um,
And nice people.
Oh yeah. Shout out LDIY and shout out Clayton and Sav for being the coolest dudes ever.
They're so nice.
They're like the parents of the scene.
This is true.
Like the time where they were out of the scene post Annex and
Yeah.
pre Furnace was so sad. And then like when they came back and were like, we're gonna crack some fucking skulls and get back to work.
Hell
yeah.
You could instantly see like energy revitalized in people.
Obsessed.
And like, dude, they push people like in the good, healthy ways of like,
Aw.
you should do this.
Yeah.
It's so sick seeing them back at work. I had other shout outs. Shout out all the boners.
Yes.
Concur.
Shout out
Congrats
everybody.
on your boner.
Love
who-
boners.
Congrats. Good job on the boner, dude. Keep it up.
Good job.
Boners rise up, guys.
Dude,
Yeah.
boners rise up.
I feel like I had more shout outs. Shout out every band ever that's ever let me interview them.
True.
Opposite of a shout out to every band that's not let me interview them.
Damn. Don't listen to them. We don't like them.
I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are, and I would still love to interview you because I approached you for a reason. um, damn, shout out you guys
Aw.
I think
Thank
for making the
yeah.
drive out here and giving me a ride.
It was
Yeah.
so much fun.
I
Uh,
just kind of off topic. I would love to. I love that our first podcast episode is like over 2 hours.
Yeah, insane.
It's very fitting for the zine that regularly puts out like 60 plus page
very
issues.
I
real.
don't think we've hit 60 yet.
We definitely
we
have.
have.
I think we've hit 70 at once.
No fucking way we've hit 70.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
Still, we like to talk.
We just
So it's very
won't
fitting.
shut the
we
fuck
just,
up.
Just turn us
Big
off,
yappers.
guys. I'm
Big
sorry.
yappers over here.
Turn this
Alright.
podcast off. Turn this podcast off.
Dude, Kendrick.
Okay, we love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We love you. Mwah.